I survived over 300 days in Minecraft Hardcore. During this time, I built quite a cozy little world for myself, so sit back and relax and enjoy my Minecraft movie. Well, nothing says welcome to Minecraft quite like starting the game up in a tree. Oops, I have to remember I'm in Hardcore. Hello everybody! My name is Emmy and welcome to my very first Hardcore series. I have dragged my feet for ages, not really wanting to commit to a hardcore world because it pains my soul to think of putting all that time and effort into a world that can be taken away in an instant. I mean, one bad decision and it's all over. And let's face it, I'm practically the CEO of Bad Decisions Incorporated. But you know, we'll just take it nice and easy and do the best we can, build the most we can, and see how we do. I do have a brightness mod that I plan to use in order to make the videos easier to view. Apparently I need to remap the keybind because I keep hitting it on accident. I will try to remember to include a list of all the mods I use in the description. But for now, it's time to craft our very first wooden pickaxe. And I'm going to leave the crafting table behind as a bit of a memorial for our very first crafting experience in this world. Alright, we've made some progress. We have entered the Stone Age. Now, let me tell you a little bit about how I plan to approach this game. Right now, this is like my favorite time playing in any Minecraft world, as I love the early game grind. So I figure it kind of goes hand in hand with hardcore mode, is I'm just going to take my time. I'm not going to rush to try and get as far as I possibly can, as fast as I possibly can, because I think that robs one of the joy of the game. At least it does for me. That being said, I do have some goals in mind. I think 30 days is reasonable. I'm not sure, but my first goals are to build a starter house. I would like to find every wood type available, and I also want to make sure I find a village. And obviously I need to start thinking about some food too. I know it's kind of silly, but I don't like killing the cute little pigs, and I feel bad killing the cows. The fish, I'm not quite as emotionally attached to, so I think I'll just see if I can grab some easy food this way. Alright. It will be nice to work on getting a fishing pole. I'm weird. I like fishing in the game. Even if I'm far enough along I don't need to, I still enjoy it. I find it very relaxing. But, yeah, for now, the axe, she is my fishing rod. Also, I want to warn you up front, I am a simple player. I don't do huge mega farms. I don't do huge mega bases. I'm just kind of, I build what I need and I try to make it look good. And I'm excited to get the first bits of iron. That is fantastic. Ooh, and even some coal. And coal is very much welcomed because I'm definitely going to need some torches pretty soon. As much as I love the dark oak forest, I do not want to spend my first in-game night here. It is too dark, too crowded, and I will surely die. Is that a woodland mansion? It is. It is indeed. What are the chances of that? I love it. Definitely not going in there, but there shouldn't be any bad guys outside, so I think we'll go take a little peek in the windows. Hello, creeper. Ooh, hello, bookshelves. Oh. You know, I'll bet if we were very, very careful, we could come back here later and just kind of sneak into the side of the house and borrow some of those bookshelves, maybe? Now, how do I get off of here? Ooh, that is amazing. All right, I really want to jump. That's a little risky. I don't know. Can you imagine losing your hardcore world because of one foolish decision like this? But I have to do it. I know I do. 1, 2. Woo! Okay. That was, I admit it. It was really stupid. But hear me out. I figure take a chance like that early on, because worst case scenario, if I would have died, it's not like I would have lost a lot of progress. But I would have been sad because I do actually, hello bee, I do actually really like this seed. It looks really, really cool so far. So at this point I'm thinking we need to kind of start to figure out where we want to land for the night. You know, I've got a crazy idea. That island seems like the perfect place to go. Surrounded by water, which makes me feel at least a little bit safer from mobs. We'll get it nice and lit up, and I think it will be the perfect place for us to settle down. For now, anyway. I'm wondering why I can't swim, thinking the game's like broken somehow, but I just realized it's because I'm extremely hungry. So I'm gonna torch this real quick, and then I think it's time we get some of this fish cooked up and get a bite to eat. That should hopefully be enough to keep the mobs at bay. And I know I shouldn't, but that looks like an invitation. I think before it gets dark, let's just zip down there real quick and see if there's anything worthwhile. I actually can't remember. I know there's usually fishing rods in there, but aside from that, I can't remember if there's anything that good. But there's only one way to find out. And in my excitement, I almost forgot that I really need to eat first, or I actually probably will die. So I'm just going to make up a campfire, which I think is one of the smartest things you can do early game, because you can cook food basically for free. And look at that, it was even delivered. Alright, let's go off on our quick adventure now that we've got our strength back. Alright, I'm extremely nervous about drowned. I don't think I see any, but we'll take a little peek-see down here. I don't see any. We might have a clear shot here, if I can do it in one breath quickly. Ooh, treasure map. We will take everything except the rotten flesh and catch your breath. Hurry. Okay. Woo. All right, there's one. No fishing pole, however. I still don't see any drowned. So let's see. I didn't bring a shovel. That was not very good planning on my part. Hopefully the chest is easy to get to. I don't see it, however. Come on. Oh, yes. And fishing! Yay! I didn't even get to see what enchantment is on it. Hopefully something good. And I really want to go to these. I feel like I'm pushing my luck now. Oh, buddy, I hope things get better. I think that's it for now. We can always come back to these later. I think it's time to head back to the island and hope that we did a good job lighting it up. I would say that was a pretty successful first day. I think we'll do a little bit of fishing through the first night. And considering we don't have a bed, I'd say we've done a pretty darn good job. So I did feel a little bit guilty spending so much time fishing, and so I figured, well, you know what, I better do some mining. But in the course of making my mining path, I ran into a very large body of water. And I'm not quite sure it's worth tackling at this point. Ooh, although I do see there are some resources down there, but it's also deep slate, which I know would be a bear to dig up underwater. So I think for now I'm just going to drop off the items that I did manage to mine. And it's looking to me like it may be daylight outside again. So congratulations to us. We've survived our first official night in hardcore Minecraft. And if I'm being honest, I've got that treasure map on my mind, so I think I'll get things smelting and we should go for a little adventure. Ooh, aye, matey, what do I spy but a pirate ship? I love the above ground ones. All right, let's see if we can get anything good out of this baby. And the part I love the most is when it's above ground, is I don't have to worry about drowning. I have never been so happy to see my namesake. Taters! Oh, and moss. I'm very, very happy with this. Good grief. Next time remind me to empty my inventory before we go treasure hunting. We are definitely getting close. Woohoo! No diamonds, but oh, I'm very, very happy with that. Now that I'm starting to rack up some resources and treasures, I think it is about time that I have a little hodgepodge area for some chests. Definitely temporary, but it should at least help, I hope. And now that I have some vegetables, I think I shall make a little farming area over here. Again, just temporary until we kind of know what we're doing. But at least for now, we can get things growing. And just like that, we've got our first crop. And apparently we also have some riffraff in the neighborhood. Yep, looking at you, bud. So I've been working on getting down to the bottom of this big, deep, watery pit. I don't know if this is one of my brighter ideas. I don't even know if it's going to be possible for me to mine anything up. But ooh, I'm almost out of air. Ooh, my toes caught. Quick, 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 quick. Ooh, breathe, breathe. Okay. It's like I'm not too worried about it, but it still, honestly, it still does make me nervous because, yeah, I'm me. So on the one hand, I have this idea that I will make the stairwell down there and work on drying it all out. And on the other hand, I'm thinking I don't really want to spend the time doing that, and that I might just try to come down here and grab these resources. Actually, let me see how horrible this is going to be to get through. Watch the air. Nope, nope, nope. Go up. Abort mission. Okay, I've got a plan B. We're going to try that. Hang on. All right, I'm bringing the doors to the fight. I'm going to go down there and see if it will work to do the door method so I can get a pocket of air. And actually, will it make the mining itself faster? Here's the big test. Oh, oh yes. Brilliant. So I'm just going to swim from one area to the next and mine the goods. And the most beautiful part is, for the most part, I don't have any creepy crawlies to worry about down here. I hear creepy crawlies, but I believe they're on the other side of the wall. This is working out so incredibly well. Even better than I expected. Holy cow, our first diamonds. This is amazing. I've never actually done mining quite like this before. This is fantastic. I'm so used to the early game going down in the deep caves, and it's absolutely terrifying because there's so many mobs. This was never even on my radar. Now it will be. I would say that was a pretty darn good haul. I want to cook up this iron, and shoot, we're going to be able to pretty much get geared up at this point. We are not doing too shabby, my friends. Well, if you were wondering what day we're on, I can definitely tell you we're on night 3, courtesy of the Phantoms. At some point, even though I don't want to sleep a lot in this world, we definitely do need a bed. Because these guys are what nightmares are made of. Hiya! So we've done quite a bit of traveling and adventure, but it's definitely time to start buckling down. We need a proper shelter. I do have this... Don't mind that, that's just a mod. My armor shows when I'm hit, otherwise I hide it. But anyway, yes, I've built this canopy for the fishing area, but everything here is temporary, and I'm kind of tired of living in a temporary state, so it's time that we start to buckle down. Ugh, I hate these things. So in the midst of going out to gather resources so that we can finally build our first starter home, I have managed to run across an outpost. And my thrill in finding the outpost isn't because of the treasure or because of the pillagers, it's because of the wool. And I'm just going to see if I can sneak some of this real quick and call it a day. Alright, that is already enough for a bed. But since there's nobody here, I might as well grab a little bit more. Oh, I'm tempting fate. I understand this completely. But hey, I've got a shield, and these guys aren't too hard to handle. It's those raids where we start getting the Johnnies with the axes that things start to get a little dicey. Oh, I've been discovered. Sorry, fellas. You didn't really need it anyway, did you? Nah, you're good. Thank you. Bye. I have spent quite a lot of time gathering supplies and getting things ready for us to build the starter house. And I've also been working just a little bit on expanding the island. I've been trying to do it in such a way that it doesn't change the original layout too much because I love this little island and I want to preserve it. I just definitely need a little bit more breathing room for the house. Not a lot, just a little bit. When I say I spent a lot of time gathering resources, I mean I really spent a lot of time. It is now officially, wow, day 15. I don't even know what day it was when I started, but we've definitely burned a lot of the midnight oil. Also, since it's such a deep waterlogged area to try and do the mining tunnel, I've decided, because, let's see if I can show you. Do you see how, nah, it doesn't show it. Let me, what the heck was that? Did anybody else hear that? Okay, oh, that's what it was. Can he get up here? He wouldn't dare, would he? He's got a nice shovel. Dude. It's like whack-a-mole. Critical hit. Okay, anyway. As you can see, land is not very far down in the water over here, so I'm thinking I'm going to try a new mining entrance from this direction, because it should be able to get under the water much easier than going that direction. So that's what I'm going to try. First is house. I'm a little bit worried. I've got plenty of wood, I think. It's the sand that I'm concerned with, because I do plan to use quite a bit of sandstone and smooth sandstone. But luckily, sand is aplenty over here, so I can always go get more if I need it. I'm going to start working on building the house. And to spare you all of watching me place it block by block, I think we'll go ahead and do a time lapse. I mean, seriously, what kind of luck is that? I spent so much time and energy building this house, and now that I want to show it to you, it's dark and it's rainy. How about we take a quick peek on the inside? As you can see, I've done nothing with the floors quite yet, but I do, however, have plenty of storage to get me started anyway. That's mostly what a house is for me, is just a place to store my stuff. And then if we come right over this way, this is where I plan to have the bubble column elevator going up to the second floor, and probably a little drop right over here. And for now we can take the temporary ladder upstairs. Not much to see up here yet either, but I do know that I plan to have an enchanting table set up right over this away. And where that dirt block is, I want to have a redstone light or redstone lamp, but I gotta get the ingredients for it first. And that's pretty much the inside. So while we wait for the rain to pass, I figure I will do a wee bit more mining, and thought we could kind of talk and get to know each other a little bit better. I'm curious to know, how did you guys get started playing Minecraft? I know for me, believe it or not, I actually, this probably sounds weird, but I used to play Call of Duty all the time. And this guy that I played with is like, oh, you know, you gotta try this game, you gotta try this game. And I really didn't even want to, but I did. And I hated it at first, but apparently I stuck with it long enough that I got the bug. And speaking of bugs, it looks like there's a little green exploding bug on the other side of this wall we need to take care of. And one more, and that should do it. Alright, it's our first encounter with Tuff. I love that stuff. I'm really looking forward to the new blocks that are coming out with the next update. And I hear spiders and I see diamonds. We are actually doing really well with the diamonds. I'm a little nervous about all those spiders. I have a feeling we are going to break into a big cavern. Is that what I call it? A big cave at some point. So we're gonna go nice and easy. Alright, not a bad diamond haul. Whoa. Dang. Are we in another big... Is it a big underground lake? Or is it just a... Looks like it might just be a water stream coming down. Let's see if we can get a little better look here. And I see nothing. Alright. And ooh, I see a spider spawner. You know what? We haven't even made a sword yet. Okay, I think I'm gonna go back up top for a minute, unload some of this stuff, get some of that iron cooking, and make a proper sword. Because I don't feel good about going in there with just an axe. No. I think I'm just gonna go up for now, and I will come back in a minute. You know what? For all the diamonds that we've found so far, we have not spent a single one. These are the first. So I figured, you know what? If we're gonna make a diamond sword, then I think it's only right that we go ahead and make ourselves a diamond pickaxe as well. Now, I would love to tell you that I've got a fantastic plan of exactly how I'm going to approach this, but I don't. I'm just going to go nice and easy. And where are the other ones? That's it? I don't see them anywhere. And I don't hear them. So perhaps going... Ooh, look at all the diamonds! Perhaps going upstairs was not the worst thing I could have done. Oh, I wish I had a fortune pickaxe, but you know, at this point, I'm just gonna grab them. And these as well. I wonder if there's more behind there. Just one. Okay, can't complain. Ooh, and our first enchanted book. Mending. I didn't even... How is that possible? I have never, ever gotten a mending book in a mob spawner dungeon like this. Ever. I am absolutely not complaining. I just literally did not know it was possible. I mean, how many years have I been playing? I've never, ever, ever gotten a mending book like that in one of these chests. All right, I'm ecstatic. I've got zero complaints. That is amazing. And the funniest part about it is that had it not been for the rain, I would not have been digging down here, and I would have never found it. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot it was sunny when I went upstairs. So when we're done here, we're going to go upstairs and we're going to look at the house finally. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, enough of the underground. I am so excited to show you the completed house build. Ta-da! It's so hard to see it because it's up on the hill and the island's so small I can't get back very far. Oh, but I have to turn on shaders. That was a big debate for me whether or not to play the game with shaders on or just play the standard style. I opted for standard, but man, then I see something like this and I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you prefer watching with shaders on or just the normal view? I'm very, very happy the way that the starter house turned out. However, there's another house that I have my eye on, and it's this one right over here. Because I really want some of those books because I want to get an enchanting table set up. So what do you say we pay a quick little visit to our neighbors over... Actually, where are they? To the south? Yep, to the south. I mean, they wouldn't mind if we just kind of dropped by and introduced ourselves a little bit, would they? Nah. Alright, do we need to get up to the roof, or were there bookshelves on this level? There are bookshelves here. Alright. Okay, this is one of those rare occasions where I actually do have kind of a plan anyway. As I'm thinking, with the bookshelves being so close to the wall, all we have to do is break out a portion of the wall and grab the bookshelves. And if there's any gaps, then we can always just fill them in with other blocks so that none of the mobs can reach us. That's the idea anyway. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not gonna lie, the grunting's making me a little nervous. Alright, let me just kind of work my way up high so that if there is somebody on the other side of this, we will not be in their line of sight. Alright, so far so good. Be overly cautious and plug that hole. Let's just see what we're dealing with. Alright, I don't see anybody. Alright, I want to be so careful not to be like stupidly greedy or let my guard down and end up paying the price. I'm gonna grab these. Do I dare go for the ones further in? I really want to. I'm a little scared. Ooh, I know what I could do though. I'll block off the entrance so nothing can come in. Woohoo! That was so obvious. Okay, it took me a hot minute, okay? Alright, this is now our room. We could live here if we wanted to. But we don't want to. We've got a fantastic house we built. We just want to borrow a few books as if they are the library. But I shan't be returning them, so don't hit me with a bad overdue fee. And I have returned once again to the upstairs of the new house because I've got a special little spot that I know I want the enchanting room to go. Sorry if you can hear my cat meowing in the microphone. In the evening if I record, she tends to get up on my lap and she's got a lot to say. She's got opinions here, people. Yep. Okay, I need some more books, so I'm gonna head back and grab a few more from the upper level. If anything goes bad, I'll include that, and if everything goes fine, then we'll just skip right back to here. Okay, change of plans. I know I told you I was only going to include it if something went bad, and don't get me wrong, it still could go bad, but I fished for a couple minutes and then all of a sudden it was daylight again, so I figured, well, you know what, never mind, we'll just go over there together. Woo! Dude, don't jump scare me like that. Goodness. Seriously, he like came out of nowhere. But I figured I'm going to make a little safety ledge here just in case, and I feel pretty confident about this, and I think they're too deep, so I think this should be pretty straightforward. Alright, I'm going to block this off just in case anybody can get through, which they can. Alright, we got this. Look at that. Look at that, it's just free. It's free for the taking. Ha ha ha! Yes. I'm so sorry that my cat has provided so much narrative in here. I don't know how many of those little... She does like a little chirp meow. I don't know how much of that you've picked up on. But it's cute, but I'm really sorry about it. Dude, this is crazy. Like, I've never done this in a game before because I don't think I've ever spawned this close to a woodland mansion. But, this is a breeze. Alright, I'm gonna finish cleaning up here and then I'll meet you back at the house. You know, actually I can never remember how many bookshelves you actually need, so I'm just gonna spam them around and hope for the best. I mean, I'm sure this is more than I need. It'll be fine. And the last order of business is the enchanting table itself. I always forget it's 2 diamonds. My first thought is always it only takes 1. It's a little bit pricey, but it will be well worth it. Block of dirt, you served your purpose well. It is a beautiful sight to behold. And, okay, so touching our future, I think I'd rather have fortune, or hopefully there's efficiency 5 attached to it, but we need some more levels for that. And I'm a little embarrassed to tell you this, but we've actually reached day 30. And the only thing I accomplished from my hit list was getting a house built, but we still do not have all the wood types. We are missing acacia and mangrove, my favorite, and the cherry wood. And we actually never found a village. Actually, we don't even have any animals. I don't know if anybody else has noticed, but there's like no animals around here so far. So we've got a lot coming up in our future. So I think I'm going to end today the same way I basically started it, by doing some fishing and some reflecting. Start fresh again in the morning. Well, good morning. Let's take a look at what we've done so far. We built a beautiful starter home and even managed to set up an enchanting room, courtesy of our neighbors. We might have borrowed a few books here and there, but that's what neighbors are for. While we did manage to get a pretty good amount of stuff done, we've still got a whole bunch of things that we really need to do. We do not yet have any cows or any sheep. We've got that spider spawner that we found that we still need to get set up for some XP. In addition to all of that, we've got 3 wood types that we have yet to find: mangrove, acacia, and cherry blossom trees. And we still haven't even found our very first village. So I figured what better way to start out the day than to set sail and see which one of those things we're able to knock out first. Well, this river has taken us a little bit away from our home base. And if we can't seem to find any sheep closer to home, we can always come back out here and go on a sheep rescue mission. Okay, well, there's hope on the horizon. It's not a new wood type, but I'm happy to find a village because it is the first one that we have seen. You know, since it's so far away from our base, I'm thinking that we need to see if we can convince one of the villagers to start a new lease on life and come back with us. So far, though, I don't hear any mumblings and grumblings of villagers. I'll just help myself to a few things and tidy up a little bit here. I really hope this village isn't abandoned. I'm starting to get my hopes crushed a little bit here, but there should be more houses, right? There's got to be more houses up top the hill. You know, it's times like these that I remember how nice it is to have rockets and wings. And apparently there are no houses up here. What? I can't be just a little village down. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I climbed the wrong mountain. Ooh, I see an outpost behind me. So, I guess we'll be climbing again. If I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. It's still very quiet over here. Oh, music to my ears. There's a villager somewhere. Where is he? Well, hello, good sir. I'll leave you to your business. Hopefully you've got more friends over here somewhere. Oh, hey, Tiny. Hang on, buddy. Let me get a few snacks and, let's talk about your future, kid. All right, little fella, I just need you to get in this boat. I wish I could grab 2 of them because I really don't want to have to come back here for a second one, but, you know, I guess we'll do what we have to do. So it's just a little tiny for now. Hey, are you serious? Are we seriously stuck? Oh, we're stuck on a path block? It can't get over that tiny, tiny, tiny little ledge? Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. All right. Are you serious? All right, come on, Tiny. Put a little bit of elbow grease into it. Come on, between the 2 of us, we can do this. Ooh! Tiny! Hold on, buddy. Hold on. Don't run away. Trust me. There we go. Oh my gosh, that is the most ridiculous mechanic ever. That's embarrassing. All right, kid. Hang on, this is just like an amusement ride. Keep your arms inside the boat at all times. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! We made it! Welcome to your new life, Tiny. I mean, yeah, sure, this is considered kidnapping in many jurisdictions, but trust me, it's gonna be a wonderful, wonderful new life for you. And for me. I don't necessarily know exactly how to get back home. But I'm assuming if I go in this general direction that... Why? Why me? Why? Why am I the way I am? How much closer is this to home? In any event, it's like how much easier than climbing a big gigantic mountain twice. Alright, Tiny, you stay in the boat. No joy riding with your friends. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go check things out real quick. Tiny? Come on, kid, I wasn't gone for that long. I was gone for like 2 minutes max. Well, you'll always be Tiny to me. Okay, so I didn't really plan ahead very well. I'm not quite sure where to put Tiny. I think I'm just going to make him a little safety spot over here. We'll give him like a little, I don't know, a little garage, I guess. We'll park his boat in there and... Oh, geez, dude, I'm sorry. So I know this looks a little bad, but trust me, it's for the best. He'll be fine. We'll just block it off. Give him a little bit of mood lighting in here. And, once we figure out where we're putting him and when we get him a friend, then we'll find him a proper place to stay. But for now, at least he's safe. So I threw down the little tidbits that I borrowed from the village, and I've decided that my bed now looks like a fried egg. Am I the only one that sees it? Well, after dropping Tiny off at home, I decided I was going to go out and look for some more wood types. And I went probably close to a good 1,500 blocks out in that same direction, and I found nothing. So I'm kind of over that right now, so I decided I wanted to finally see if I could find some cows or even some sheep. I've been running around. Finally! I spoke too soon. I've been running all around the land, like on either side of the little island, and I've been seeing nothing except a couple of chickens and some pigs. I really want cows, but I will gladly settle for sheep right now. Well, it's about time. It's about time. I've never been so happy to see a wandering trader. In fact, I've rarely been happy to see one. Please have mangrove. Please have mangrove. Please have mangrove. Well, okay, I'm actually super happy to have the glowstone because I did want to do the redstone lamps at the house. And actually the nautilus shells, I'll take those too. Gotta run back and get some emeralds. Actually, let me just plop the invisible man down in a boat real quick so I can find him when I come back. Please don't despawn. That would be the worst. Alright, I have got the goods and... Ooh, creeper! Creeper! Alright, don't kill... Okay, guys, stay safe. Don't kill the trader. Alright, relax. Easy does it. I think we've got some protection in the water here, don't we? Oh, please. Oh, okay. Ooh, crisis averted. Alright, good sir, I will take all of these. And I will take all of these. Okay, I know this looks really bad because I really don't like to kill things in the game. And if I think about it long and hard enough, I could probably come up with really a good reason to justify why I'm doing this, but it's really just because they're gross and they hack and they spit and I don't like them. Actually, he's not spitting at me. He hasn't spit at me once. Okay, I know this is probably really lame, but I feel really bad now. Alright, buddy, I'm gonna keep you. If you will let me tame you, I will keep you, and I will share the island with you. And I shall call you... Let me look at you. I shall call you Larry. You are Larry the llama. I'm sorry for hurting you, Larry. I really hope I don't live to regret this. But I think that Larry deserves a chance in life, so now I guess it's the Emmy and Larry show. So now that we've made at least a little bit of progress, I think we should go just across the water over here and see if we can find some cows. I mean, there's gotta be some in the vicinity somewhere, right? It doesn't make any sense why I haven't seen any over here. Ooh, I absolutely don't mind a nice big, easy to get to lava pool. If only I had some dripstone, I could set up a little lava farm, but that's very convenient. Okay, I've seen chickens, I've seen pigs, I have yet to see a single solitary cow. Is there some reason that I don't know of that they wouldn't be over here? I mean, it's not like cows are biome specific. I just never really paid much attention. I'm so used to seeing cows wherever I go in any other world. Why are there no cows over here? This is one of those sidetracks I know I shouldn't do. Just a peek. Just a peek. Okay, Emmy, remember you're in hardcore. Do not do anything stupid. I really just kind of want to see if there's any dripstone, like, rearing its head down here. I can't see anything. Nah. It looks like standard cave, and I really... As much as I do want to go down there, I don't, because I don't want to die. So, alright, I'm going to resist temptation and actually be responsible and continue the hunt for the cows. Maybe the birch forest part of things will be a little bit more lucky? No. Okay, there's gotta be something. What is... There's like no animals over here. I don't even see any pigs over here. Oh, I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. Yes! Finally, a cow! I have never been so happy to see a cow in all of the history of Minecraft. Oh my gosh, finally. Oh, wait, actually I need to find a second one, don't I? Don't they always spawn in 2s or 3s? Oh, there we go. We are in business. Okay, so now it's just a matter of getting them back to the house, or actually not the house, but where the sheep are. We're going to make a little dirt pen for them right now until we can get a barn built. Hopefully somebody will actually get in the boat with me. You know, I always get the mechanics between Bedrock and Java a little bit confused, so apparently... Okay, apparently this is not going to be a thing, so we will just see if you can walk on water. Alright, so we'll get this first cow back to the dirt pen, and then I'll come back later for another. Alright, well, we are actually off to a really good start so far, but I am bound and determined that we really need to get the wood types that we're missing out on, because we're gonna probably want to use that wood for some of the builds coming up. And I think... Larry, you're in scene, Larry. Now, even though it's nighttime, I feel relatively safe if we're in a boat on the water. I'm fairly kind of sort of certain that we'll be okay. And daylight's not too far around the corner, so pretty much the biggest thing ahead of us right now is deciding which direction we're gonna go. Another thing we have to think about is, do we want to just go a couple thousand blocks in one direction and then... if we don't find anything, turn around and then try a different direction? Or do we just keep going in one particular direction until we find what we're looking for? As I've been tossing it back and forth, I'm kind of gung-ho to just keep going until we find the tree types we want, because the back and forth and just going out a little ways I think is going to prove to be super frustrating. So I just am going to dedicate that we're going this way and we're not going home until we find those saplings. Alright, finding all these treasures is really going to be a problem because we don't have a lot of inventory space, but I do not have the willpower to pass them by. So we're just going to do the best we can. I swear though, if I die by drowning, that I'm gonna... Oh, and that's exactly why we take the time to do these things. Bingo. Oh gosh. Okay. Ooh. Oh! Alright, we're fine. We're good. We are good. One of these days, I'm gonna push my luck though. But the extra iron and a diamond, I mean, that's just, it's too good to pass up checking those things out. And we've got yet another sunken ship. Alright, one more peek, because I think there should be another chest. Man, but this ship is... Oh! Oh, that's not good. That is not good. Alright, where is he? Oh! Oh my gosh, he broke the boat! He broke the boat! Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. This is my worst nightmare come true. Alright, okay, I gotta eat. Ooh. All right, eat, recover, eat, recover. All right, oh, we're not okay. We are not okay. All right, I've got the shield for a reason. Ooh, this is freaking me out. We have no boat. We're stranded at sea. There's nobody to come save us. I need to eat. I need to block. I need to hit. I need to do everything. Ooh, all right. Come on. Oh, please don't die. Don't let me die. Please don't let me die. Oh, I'm not doing well at all. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was terrifying. Ooh, I got the trident. I actually got the trident. I guess we, yeah, no problem. You know, no big deal. Just, typical day at sea. We're cool. Let's move along. Since we are really close to the treasure on the treasure map, I figured we might as well go take a look for it. And in case you don't know the secret to finding where the treasure is buried, I will share it with you very quickly. Get yourself as close as you can to where the X is on the map, and then you pull up your F3 screen, and you look for the line that says chunk relative, and you want the first number and the last number to both be 9, and that is where you will find the buried treasure. I was hoping there was going to be some diamonds, but still, that's still a good haul. Okay, we've hit our first little snag of the trip. We have run out of water to boat upon. We are now at a big massive land that we're going to have to travel across. And we've got all these treasures in the boat and no way to carry them all. So, the plan is we are going to leave the boat behind, make a note of the coordinates, and then hopefully find our way back here. And then we'll take all of this stuff back home again. All right, morning has come and we will snap a photo so we can remember where we have parked. I hope you've got your comfortable shoes because we have got some walking to do. Actually, I think I'll put a little landmark so that if we do make it back this way, it'll be just a little bit easier to find. And clutch move. Ooh, I actually did it. So we need to get to the other side over there. So instead of getting the old boat out, I think we'll just take ourselves a little swim in the waters. And then once... not again. All right. Come on, I can do this. We did it before. We can do it again. Ooh, I don't have my shield. Well, I gotta get out of here. Ooh, go, 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 go. I need to eat. Oh, it's always so hard to know whether you should stop and eat or just run and get out of range of being hit. Oh, I can still hear him behind me. Okay, don't panic, don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. But panic a little and go. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Ooh, was that 1.5 hearts? I don't know, but I really, really need to stop doing that and just stay on task. Ooh. Oh, it is a beautiful, beautiful sight to behold. We have found the cherry blossom tree, my friends. Believe it or not, I have yet to use cherry wood in any build so far, but I'm going to try to make it a point to use it in this world. And do I need silk? Oh, I don't need silk touch for these. Fantastic. Oh, this is such pretty ground cover. All right, I'm feeling extremely good about things. Well, hello, pretty horse. I have a saddle. All right. Let's see if you would like to accompany me on this little journey. You would be my first, yes, my first horse in this world. Not like I need a horse on a little island or anything. Now, we have a swamp out here. And a lot of times the mangrove is right, well, since it's a mangrove swamp, I guess, obviously. Got to get around. Don't want to fall in there. That would be very tragic for both me and the horse. But let's see if we can identify any beloved mangrove wood. I think it is. It's kind of hard to tell from back here, but I feel like that is mangrove wood. Oh, happy day if it is. You bet your sweet Bippy that is mangrove if I have ever seen it. This is a fantastic moment in my Minecraft life. We had to travel so far. What are we, like about 7,000 blocks away from home? But by golly, we've done it. All right. For the future, we're going to work smarter, not harder. And I'm not going to light it yet, but I'm going to place a portal down here and make a note of the coordinates. And that way, if and when we do actually make it into the nether, then we can link up a portal and get out here way, way easier than having to travel across land. All right, my faithful companion, I'm going to leave you out here. And hopefully we will be reunited down the road. And now that we are finally back home from our long journey, it is finally time that we start working on our spider XP farm. As you can see, I have been very busy digging out the room in here. For the most part, it's going to be pretty much the same as most of the other mob spawner farms. It's 4 blocks of air on either side of the mob spawner, as well as 4 blocks of air below. The main difference is that it's 6 blocks of air above, with the addition of that chain above it. And that is to hopefully keep the spiders from jumping up there and collecting and slowing down our farm. So the only thing left to do for now is to work on the water pathway to get the spiders to the collection area so we can get that sweet XP and the spider drops. And now my least favorite part of any farm is having to remove the torch. All right. I'm not sure. I think I did. I put it on the other side, so let me, just to give myself every advantage possible. All right. I can do this. 1, 2, 3, go! Run, run! Oh, I'm cutting the stream. Okay. Woohoo! Crisis averted. All right. Now let's see how we do. Mind you, there's no enchantment whatsoever on this sword, so I'm sure it's going to be... Yep, it's going to take a few swipes, but, you know, once we... Oh, I should have actually enchanted it before we did this, but... Oh, well. All right, let's turn on that brightness mod. Ouch! Hey! You don't belong here. Ooh, the ominous thunder. It adds to the ambiance of this, does it not? But yeah, you know what? This is going to work fantastic. Now that we've collected ourselves a pretty good number of levels, I think it's about time we head upstairs and put that enchanting room to use. Let's see if we can get something decent on a pickaxe and on our sword. All right, let's start our enchanting extravaganza with our sword. Ew, smite. Okay, let's start our enchanting extravaganza with our pickaxe. Silk touch. Oh, at least have efficiency with it. I can live with it if it has efficiency 4 or 5 or whatever. Oh. Well, you know, I'm grateful at least we've got an enchantment and silk touch will come in handy, so at least it's a starting point. We've got enough diamonds that I maybe accidentally made another pickaxe that we can try to enchant. Let's see what this one would get. Unbreaking 3. Come on. Fortune, fortune, fortune. Well, at least it's efficient. When we have enough iron to make an anvil, I guess we can combine that with our silk touch one. But onto the sword. Oh, not really what I wanted, but I guess we can use it for the spider farm. And I hate knockback, but I'm sorry. I'm being a poor sport, so I'll be good. So, just for fun, let's see how much of a difference it makes. Let's run back down to the spider farm real quick. All right, let's see how we do. Oh yeah, it's noticeably better. All it really needs now is sweeping edge, and you know, this will be our go-to sword over here. Yeah, they're a one-hit kill now. It's just when they're bunched up, it seems like it takes a little bit of effort, but alright, I'm really happy with this. I mean, at least for the farm. A general purpose sword, I'm still going to aim for better. We have accomplished so much in this world already, but there's still so much more that I want to do. However, I recognize that we are in a little bit of a chasing our tail situation. I need to organize and start harvesting some mangrove wood. But for that, I'd really like to get a tree farm set up, and for the tree farm, I really would like to have some glowstone, and for the glowstone, well, we need to go into the nether. And of course, that leads us to the point that we need a nether portal. Now for the nether portal, stay with me here, I want to put it right over that way so it's just across the water. But we're going to need some mossy blocks for the design, and that's going to be one of the first things we work on getting today. Why do we have a cow outside of the pen? Considering how hard they were to get gathered up, I think we probably need to go and investigate. So before we head over that way, we should probably grab ourselves some wheat so that we can gather any stragglers over there and take a quick nap so that we have daylight and don't get surprised by any creepy crawlies over there. Call me crazy, but I swear every time I come over here, that turtle is on that exact same block. My goodness, look at all you guys. How did all of you cows manage to get out of the dirt pen? Oh, well, all right, apparently you have learned how to climb ladders. I'm extremely impressed at your abilities these days, fellas, but we're gonna have to bring you back in here and fix that. All right, friend, try to keep an eye on things out here for me, would you? So the plan right now is there is I want to call it a spruce forest. What is it, a taiga? A taiga forest? Anyway, this one with all the spruce trees, and it's got like the great big spruce trees and all that mossy cobblestone. So the plan is to grab a whole bunch of this mossy cobblestone, and I think I saw an azalea tree out here, so there should be a lush cave underneath as well. I grabbed more than I thought I would possibly ever need for the nether portal, and then I ran across this little gem. Hey, I know what this is. I have never actually seen one in person. I believe they call it a trail ruins. I've heard of them. I've seen a little bit in other people's videos, but I have never ever experienced one on my own, so I think we're gonna have to check it out. I know we need one of those little brush things, and I'm pretty sure I remember it needs copper and a feather. So we are going to dig down and try and find ourselves a bit of copper. And here's exactly what we need. And then we just need to borrow a feather from a nearby chicken. And that should be everything we need. So I actually have, I don't remember what it's called. It's from Vanilla Tweaks, but it helps to identify the suspicious gravel a little easier. So hopefully all of that will make this quite a lucrative adventure. All right, we've got our first piece of suspicious gravel, so let's sweep it and see what fantastic treasure awaits us. And apparently it is, wow, it's a piece of white dye. Woohoo! Let's see what we get from the rest of it. So apparently these trail ruins are small ancient settlements that have a main road made up of cobblestone and stone bricks, and they connect small buildings and a central tower made of terracotta and glazed terracotta. Within these ruins, you are likely to find assorted workstations, as well as, of course, the suspicious gravel that holds various treasures for you to uncover. You know what this reminds me of? I don't know if you guys do this or not, but have you ever driven through an old rundown neighborhood and tried to imagine what it was like back in its heyday, when the houses were new, the grass was green, kids were playing in the yard, and maybe times were just a little bit simpler? That's kind of what this reminds me of. It's fun to think about things like that. Alright, so I kept some chests up top here of all the blocks that I had to dig out for this thing, as well as the treasures I acquired. Here's what I dug out. Ignore the gold in that chest. It's from a portal that I found nearby. As for the treasures, well, I'm going to be a good sport and say The real treasure was in the joy of finding and exploring this. But honestly, the actual treasures were, I mean, they're okay. It was fun. But I spent so much iron going through shovels for this thing that I probably won't be doing it again anytime soon. But it was definitely a fun thing to do once. So we still have one last part of this journey, is we need to go find the lush cave. And I see our sight for sore eyes up there, the azalea tree, which is going to lead us to a lush cave underneath. And from the looks of the glow in the distance, we have finally found the lush cave we were looking for. Now, it is definitely dark in here, so we've got to get the place lit up. Because as you can see, we do have a bit of a welcoming committee at the moment. There we go. I keep practicing, but I just am not good at those critical hits. Okay, apparently we've got, both a skeleton and a creeper tracking us down here. I know the best thing I can do is not panic. Let's see if we can get that skeleton to take care of the creeper for us, if we get just the right level. One more maybe? Come on. Sweet. I appreciate the help, Mr. Skeleton. I'm afraid though, it's your turn. I missed. Alright, why does it take me so many hits? There we go. Now, I just happen to think that the lush caves are one of the most beautiful things added into the game. I've been playing without shaders on, but in this instance, I think we need to turn them on and appreciate how absolutely magnificent this is. Now, I'm actually kind of a sucker for the warm mood lighting, and that is exactly what the glowberries provide down here. It's a combination of that, and then you've got all of the lush greenery, and the pink flowers, and the little axolotls being playful and jumping and swimming around in the water streams. It just is beautiful beyond description down here. And this is one of those things in Minecraft that I really think it's worth taking a few minutes to just really stop and appreciate the beauty of. Now, while I do want to gather some resources down here, I very much want to preserve the beauty and I don't want to ruin it. So I'll probably take, a little bit of resources from here, a little bit of resources from another part of the lush cave, but I really want to maintain the beauty down here. And, at some point, I think we really need to consider making some sort of a build down here, a little sanctuary or some sort of little getaway, but I don't think we should let this beautiful area go to waste. As I was grabbing those last bits of resources on my way back up to the surface, I managed to run across what I am going to declare as the smallest dripstone cave in the history of Minecraft. I looked around, I didn't see any anywhere like in the immediate vicinity. I'm sure they're there, I just didn't run across any other caves with it. But, it's a lesson in being grateful for what you're given and making the most of it, and this will be perfect for exactly what we need. Now that we're back home and our pockets are a little bit lighter, I'm going to go and set up that dripstone so that we can grow some more. And I haven't shown you guys this area yet, mostly because it wasn't finished. I did, by the way, grab another villager, and please notice that I've got the fresh animations pack on now, so they look a little bit more whimsical, which I like. I like personality. We'll see how we do with that. But, yeah, I've got a little area set up for the lava farm and some furnaces. And then we will go ahead and I believe all we need to do is have some water above the dripstones and let them do their thing, and they will eventually drip down some new dripstone. I'm sure there's a much better way to explain that, but I think it makes sense. It's fairly straightforward. All right, and now that we've got all that taken care of, I think it is time that we can finally start getting to work on clearing the area and putting up the nether portal. There is actually one thing I keep forgetting to do, And that is, I keep forgetting that we can make some scaffolding. That would have been so handy this whole time through, but I completely forgot. So let's do that before we go over and get ready to build the portal, because it will definitely come in handy there as well. There's not much prep work to do. The only thing I really need to worry about is just kind of evening things out a little bit here, but it's just a little bit that needs doing. I'm really just kind of trying to make sure there's a good view from the house. So this is actually going to be a bigger design than what I would normally do for a portal, because I don't really like portals. But I had seen a design done by an amazing YouTube creator called Mr. Matt Ranger, and he did this extremely large but really cool looking overgrown nether portal. So I figured I would take inspiration from that and do my own take on it, and also include a little dash of color that you'll see later on. But I just really like the idea of using all the mossy bricks and the moss blocks. So that's what we're going to do. And it is a very, very large portal frame. Normally I do much smaller portals, like maybe a 3x3 opening, but this one, it's going to be 7x7 opening. But it should look amazing from the starter house. Do I dare? Oh, I'm actually getting better with those. That could come in handy someday. All right, the frame is done. I don't want to waste that extra block of obsidian in the corner there. We are on a bit of a budget after all. So I just wanted to at least kind of get this started a little bit and tell you what I'm planning on doing. And then I'm sure we'll go to a time lapse, but the basic idea here is I want there to be like a grand stairway leading up to the portal frame, and then a couple of kind of like short but thick solid pillars like on either side of the stairways. And then once I actually get into the nether, I was thinking of grabbing some netherrack and putting it in the center of those and having like the fire coming up, and we can put some glowberries around the frame and some vines and just make it look like a little bit of a magical, overgrown, mossy, rundown, but super cool looking portal. How's that for a nice description for you? But I think you get the idea, and I think you are going to like it. So I think we should just go ahead and get to the time lapse. Oh my gosh, you guys, it is done, and I think it turned out amazing. I am so excited to show it to you. But of course, I'm going to slowly creep down the stairs to build suspense and wait for the big reveal. And, well, it's kind of a reveal. Wait, there we go. It turned out exactly as I was hoping it would. It's kind of overgrown, a little bit run down, but still has that magical quality about it, especially with, I love the particles floating in the air. I'm so glad we found that lush cave, because that is exactly what this place needed. So now the only thing left to do is to light it. Well, and eventually go through it, but I'm not gonna think about that yet. As much as I don't care for the portals, I find it oddly satisfying to finally get to light them, especially one this big. And here it is. Whoa. It's so awesome. And of course, you should know me by now. We have to turn on shaders. Oh my gosh, you guys. I want a little bit more glowstone up at the top. I just didn't have enough. I just had the leftovers from the wandering trader earlier. All right, I wanted to run to this other side because this is the side that the sun hits it on. Ooh, it's beautiful. It's exactly how I hoped it would turn out. I think it's a perfect fit for our little castaway island here. So my plan of attack, since we don't know where we're going to land, is to prepare for everything. I'm going to grab some gold in case we end up in a crimson forest, which I would be totally okay with. I like crimson forests. And just in case we end up in a warp forest, which I would also be happy to be in, we are going to make ourselves a carved pumpkin so that we are safe from any endermen. I mean, really, just look at me. I am definitely a force to be reckoned with. The pumpkin head is definitely intimidating. All right, I know we have to do this. I'm actually like legitimately nervous, but we'll be okay. We've got a shield, we've got our wits about us. And where are we? Ooh, not my favorite landing spot, but it's not the worst. My biggest thing is I hate the magma cubes. Yes, you, buddy. But it seems like we are kind of in an okay spot as far as basalt deltas go. I would say this, and then probably a soul sand valley would be my other most least favorite. Those are the ones I fear not coming out alive in. But I think if we build out this platform a little bit and make it a little bit more of a little safety spot, then I think we're okay. It seems like we're a little bit protected up here. Hopefully. I'm really hoping that there is a crimson forest and a warp forest nearby so that we can get those wood types, and of course the shroom lights that I love so much. It's a little tricky to tell through the fog, but I think we've got ourselves a fortress. So we might have to wander on over there and take a little peek inside. We're gonna have to be careful because we do not have very good enchantments on our armor at this point. I'm too nosy. I don't think I could possibly not go over there and at least just take a peek inside. And sometimes you find those clusters of glowstone, so maybe we'll get lucky with that too. We will just take our time. We're not going to panic, and we will always have an escape plan. If we do all that, we should be just fine, unless it's super gnarly, in which case we will just turn around and pretend like this never happened. Oh wow, I was just digging straight and I thought we had to turn right, but apparently this goes right into it, so that works out splendidly. Okay, nice and easy is going to be the key to success in here. Well, unless we need to run like crazy backwards to get out of a bad situation. Alright, this is one of the tricks I do in a fortress, is I always will block off 3 high so that if there are any wither skeletons, which is probably what I fear the most out here, they are a little bit over 2 blocks high, so they cannot get through that, so it's a very good safety measure to take. Speaking of taking, I'm going to take all of this quartz as well. Alright, we're just going to take a little peek downstairs. And we are going to grab all of this nether wart and this soul sand. And as soon as we get a brewing stand, we can start brewing. Oh, we'll need some blaze rods too, though. And the soul sand I'm really happy about, because then we can get our water elevator in the downstairs that goes to the upstairs in the starter home. We can get that up and running. And I'm hoping and guessing that since there is a warp tree here, we should have a warp forest nearby. Another thing you'll see me do all the time is I'm always placing torches on the left whenever I am going away from what I would consider a starting point. That way, when it's time to go back, I simply follow the torches on the right-hand side. It's kind of like leaving a little breadcrumb trail. I hope I don't regret saying this, but we have had it extremely easy so far. We haven't really had any mobs to deal with, and we've already found 2 chests. Whoa! That is about as good as it gets. Actually, I like the gold as well, but starting to run a little bit low on inventory space, so I think I'm going to leave it for now. Well, he just looks so cute and innocent down there. Alright, should we try to coax him down here? I do actually like to try and get the wither skulls. Although I may be a little more timid about fighting the wither in hardcore, but we'll see. I mean, this is a pretty safe way to do it. That's why I like this method. And nothing but a lousy piece of charcoal. Alright, is there any glowstone that's doable? That might be. It's a little bit... What the... What? I have no idea where that came from. I didn't hear anything shoot at me. That was bizarre. If you know what that was, please let me know in the comments. But I think I'll just build a little safety wall. I don't even see any blaze nearby. I have no idea where that came from. Alright, this... I'm not gonna lie, this kind of freaks me out a little bit. I get a little weak in the knees at that height. I don't like heights in real life, and I don't like heights in the game. But we really need the glowstone, and that's probably the closest that we've been. So we're gonna have to put our big girl pants on and go for it. And for the boys watching, please put your big boy pants on. I'm not even kidding. Like, this makes my hands sweaty. This is super nerve-wracking. So all I'm trying to do here is get a little bit of a platform underneath the glowstone so that hopefully... Oops. Hopefully we don't lose any pieces of it. This should be enough to get us by for now. And then hopefully future exploration will yield a little bit easier glowstone to get to. Oh my goodness, that was definitely nerve-wracking. But we did it, and we've got some glowstone, and I'm never gonna go do that again. Hopefully. And that's where the torches on the right definitely come in handy, because it now leads us right back to finding the portal so we can finally get back home. So we'll definitely have to make this place look nicer in the future, but you know, today was just really more about survival. So before I do anything else, the very first order of business, oops, too high, is going to be to put in the glowstones that I wanted so badly. And after that, I can add the final pieces that I'm really excited about as well. I just love the idea of having those fires burning brightly. It gives kind of a nice cozy vibe, but it also makes this thing a presence, if you know what I mean. So that pretty much wraps up this project. On to the next. Hello and welcome back to our Minecraft hardcore world, where today we are going to build a beautiful manual tree farm. And even if you think you don't need one in your world, just wait till you see it. I think you might just change your mind. Now we've got a few things that we need to do before we get to building. But first, I've got a little bit of a confession to make. You know that little fishing area that we've had set up since day one? Well, I might have kind of decided I was going to add a little fishing dock out front instead. And one block led to another, and the next thing you know, I built the whole thing without recording it. I mean, it's just a simple little build, but it's cozy, and I like it. And our little area over there, it served us well, and I appreciate what it did for us, but it was time to upgrade. Not to mention the fact that the location makes a lot more sense. And we finally have some organization. We can park the boats. We've got some cute little sitting areas. And of course, the cozy campfire. But if we take a little boat ride right out here, I'll show you the coolest part about it. From the front angle, it actually looks like it's part of the house build. It was kind of a happy little accident, but I'll take it. But enough of that, because now we need to focus, because I'm actually really excited to get going on the tree farm. But first I need to make a quick pit stop to the spider XP farm, because I need to get some levels. Because I think we should treat ourselves to our very first diamond axe. And if we're gonna splurge on a diamond axe, we might as well enchant it. I'm super grateful to have the spider farm, but down the road I hope we can get something a little bit more efficient set up. All right, let's grab ourselves some diamonds and we can go over and craft an axe. What is it, 2 diamonds? Oh, my memory's getting terrible. Oh, wow, it's 3. I didn't think it was that many. Well, congratulations to us on our first diamond axe. Let's head upstairs and see what enchantments we can get on it. I love this little bubble column. So easily amused. Alright, I got a few extra levels while I was down there and figured we could grab a book, and just in case there's anything good we want to grab, we might as well kind of start stocking up a little bit. Well, the power enchantment is good and all, but considering we don't even have a bow yet, I think we'll see what we could get on the axe. Unbreaking, oh yes, that is fantastic. Efficiency 4 and Silk Touch, we can definitely make good use of that. So the spot that I picked out for the tree farm is actually pretty much directly behind the house. So it is just one very quick boat ride over to it. I know elytra is extremely convenient to have, but I actually like the early boating days. So now it's just a matter of chopping down some trees and working on leveling some ground over here so we can start building our tree farm. And to be safe, we better light up the area a bit and then get to work. Good grief, that took a long time. I mean, I knew it was going to take a while, but wow, that really took a lot longer than I expected. But we are now ready to start building, and I have marked out the general layout for the farm. I've ended up designing it so that it is 25 blocks wide and 49 blocks deep. It's a biggin'. So starting with the front left corner of the build, we are going to run a 3-high wall all the way down. I have chosen today to use the Deep Slate product line because that is what I have a whole heck of a lot of. So I'm just going to kind of mix it up between cobbled Deep Slate, the cracked Deep Slate bricks, and then the standard Deep Slate bricks. So I just kind of run down and give a random smattering until it's all filled in. Obviously, you can use whatever bricks your fuzzy little heart desires. Now, obviously, the design that I'm doing here today is including the 3-high wall that gives you some space underneath the tree farm platform. That will make sense in just a minute. There's some cool extra little features that can go underneath the farm. But if for some reason you didn't want to do that, you could just follow the design for the platform itself and just have a single layer tree farm in your world. So now that our sidewall is done, we can get to work on the front of the farm. So we are going to build our very first pillar up to 3 high with 3 air blocks in between, and then put the next 3 high pillar in place. Then we're just going to make a very simple little entry so that we will have access to underneath the farm. Then we will wall off the other side of that little entryway off of the next pillar. And the next thing we're going to do is give ourselves a nice 3-wide stairway that leads up to the tree farm platform. And then, of course, the 3-high pillar next to it with the connected wall. In the next area, we are going to have a 3x3 area of double chests that we are going to be able to store our lumber in, the saplings, bone meal, whatever you want. And I got to give credit to Toe Blocks on this one. This underneath storage, this is all his idea, and I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description. Be sure to check him out. And once we finish this section, the last 2 just repeat. It just mirrors the first side where we've got stairs and then the entryway. And that's pretty much all you need to know for the base of it. You just duplicate this on the other sides and you will have the complete base. So let's speed through the rest of it and then we will take a look at the complete tree farm. We have done it. We have done all of that work and we have finally finished the tree farm. And no, I have no idea who this chicken is. He just kind of helped himself to our boat. So I guess he's coming home with us. But anyway, let's take a walk up our grand pathway here. I love this cobble and dirt look. I just think that's so sharp. And the first thing we are greeted with is our little storage cubby over here where we can keep all of our lumber and various supplies. And then we've got a bunch of room under here. I think we're going to do that last. If you come up here, you will see we have installed safety rails. Not because anybody kept going off of the wrong section and falling down to the ground. No, not that at all. But basically, the way this is laid out, and you can lay yours out however you want, but all of my 4 sapling trees are over on this side, and I didn't want to crowd them, so I decided I would put some rows of sugarcane in between. I mean, you can never get enough sugarcane, right? And then coming down along this way, we've got some barrels that we can throw any of our unwanted items in that can go to the composter below. So, you know, if you've got extra saplings, you've just got too many, you can throw the saplings in there, or... Oh, the mangrove roots. Yes, the mangrove roots, please. But anyway, over on this side, we've got our regular single trees. So here I've got some oak, the mangrove, as we've already addressed. I've never put acacia in the tree farm, and I just wanted to see how it would do, and it's doing just fine. One very important point that I forgot to mention, and this is super important, is that if you want to be able to put your trees right next to each other and get the solid wall of trees, then you have got to build your farm facing east. Another important point, if you're going to do the 4 sapling trees, make sure you count and do some good math to make sure you got your grass blocks spaced out properly or have the right number of them. Because obviously, I don't do math very well. So I either need to just take these out or add another 2. My OCD can't leave it that way, so I'm sure I'll probably end up adding 2 more. And then the only other item of interest up here is I do have the scaffolding, so that it is very easy to just go hop on top of the trees and start chopping. I always think it's easiest to go from the top down to the bottom. Oh, I don't have wings. Can I do... Oh, would that... I better not. Yeah, I have to. Ah! Okay. I do miss gliding. But anyway, the scaffolding is great. The leaves will not get in between the scaffolding. They will grow around it, so you still have access up and down. So that is the tree farm up here in a nutshell. And then let's go take a look downstairs. So under here, this is where I was telling you about with those barrels up top where you can send it into the composter. I need to add a hopper here from the composter to the double chest, but I'm starting to run a little low on iron and I was too cheap to make one, so I'm going to have to go do some mining in a little bit. Then over here, I think you can see the fantastic potential. We'll get some Fletchers, do some stick trades, and start getting a nice bank of emeralds building up. And if we have any luck, we will get a Fletcher that's got arrows of weakness, and we won't even have to worry about brewing potions when we do the zombie cures. So that is how the tree farm is put together. I just think it looks so nice. It's what I would call a statement piece. I think it gives a good vibe to the area, and instead of just, you know, nilly-willy planting trees all over the place, I just think that looks nice. And of course, you know. Oh yeah. That's pretty. Looks really nice at night too with all the lighting between the hanging lanterns and the glowberries. Beautiful. Oh, you know what I almost forgot too? I need to show you a little something else. You probably couldn't tell with the replay footage of me building the farm. However, we did not have enough mud for the build, so I had to make up a little mud machine. And if Chicken Little here will let me ride in the boat with him, it's like literally it's exactly right next door to the tree farm. And here it is. So basically, as you convert the dirt into mud, it will keep pushing this line all the way up until this last row here. So you can fill this entire platform with mud. And actually, here I can show you how it works. I just think that's pretty cool. So now we're going to have to think of some cool design to enclose the mud farm in. Now where did I park that boat? There it is. Alright, I guess we'll take the chicken home. At least Larry will have someone to play with. You know, speaking of Larry, I haven't heard Larry at all when we've been over there. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Seriously? Seriously, Larry! Oh my gosh. That's too funny. He's stuck. I brought you a pet and you're stuck. Can you make it, Larry? Come on now. Here. How about that? How about that? Alright. I made that much more difficult than it needed to be. Alright, now that we have saved Larry's life, we can get the chicken back to the house. Oh, good grief. I'm going to have to name tag you, aren't I? Oh, speaking of which, I need to give Larry a name tag, too. Alright. One lead, and I think we've got more name tags down in the fishing area, but let me name Larry. Oops. Alright, Larry, here you go, buddy. There we go. That's much better. Good job. Alright, let's get your chicken up here, Larry. Hopefully I'll be able to break the boat without punching the chicken. Easy does it. Yes. Come on, chicken. What are we going to name you? To think about it. Let's put you right over here. Oh! I didn't think about that. I guess I could put you in there, couldn't I? Here, come in here. There we go. This thing's got to be good for something. Oh my gosh, I know what I want to name the chicken. I shall call him Wishbone. And I'm naming him after a fella that I play with on the Craftworks server. And that guy, his base is a large ship, and he decided he was going to steal the ship of another player on that server. And since the chicken tried to steal my boat, it seems only appropriate. So I just have to find where I've got those extra name tags at. No! I swear I had more. I had 3. Oh, and there was another. I did name another. I haven't introduced you to the other one. Do you want to meet him real quick? I mean, listen. Let me tell you a little something about me as we boat over. It's a quick boat ride. Okay, so I know it probably sounds really silly, but when I play all alone in a world, it does get kind of lonely. And I personally find comfort in naming some of the animals, just so I feel like I've got some companions in the world. And I don't know if anybody else feels the same way, or if you just think I've kind of lost my mind, but that's what I do. It makes me enjoy the game more. So I told a story last time when we came over. This was in the last episode. Aha, yep. When I came over to rescue the cows that got out of the pen, there is a turtle that is on this block every single time I come over here. And I decided since he was stuck, I would call him Elmer. No! All right, out of here. Good luck, Elmer. Sorry, buddy, you'll be fine. Just don't lay any eggs. Oh, you know, we've only just started building in this world, but I sure do like the way it's looking. And look one more time. Am I overlooking them? No, I'm not. Oh, yes, I am. Here they are. I knew it. All right, let's name Wishbone then. What happened? I don't understand. He was in the pen. Oh, man. Okay. We have 11 chances to right this wrong, and please, nobody tell Larry what happened. All right, let's hope we get lucky on this and get a chicken. Ooh, first try even. All right, Wishbone, welcome to the world, my friend. Wishbone, I do not trust leaving you in the pen of doom, so let's put you down at the dock for the time being. All right, buddy. Fantastic. So I think I will end the day hanging out with Wishbone and doing a little fishing and thinking about all the wonderful things we've accomplished in the world and all the future things yet to come. But don't let yourself get too relaxed, because here's what's coming up. Hello and welcome to this Minecraft Hardcore episode. If you're brand new here, hello, my name is Emmy, and I am just getting some fabulous use out of this tree farm that we built in the last episode. Not only does it look beautiful, but it's really helping me keep organized with which wood types I need, and woohoo, I'm just collecting so much of it. But enough of that, we've got some new adventures that we need to work on for this episode. I've got so many ideas for things that we need to build in this world, but the first priority is we really need to go mining a little bit, because we're almost out of iron, and, well, it never hurts to get some more diamonds as well. So grab your gear because we need to head down to the mines. Oh, actually, you know what? There's a couple of additions I made to the island that I have not shown you yet. And they are primarily courtesy of Wishbone, because since that last episode when a very bad fate befell him, I decided I wanted to make sure to keep him safe. So I ended up putting fencing around the entire island. And then I was also tired of having to swim through the water to get to the portal, so I added a little bridge leading over there. I would have videotaped it, but my goodness, I would build it, take it down, build it, take it down. It took me a long time to get a little design that I liked, and for now, I like this one. I'll probably continue to tweak it, but it does the job. I just think it's so much fun, just little bit by little bit, kind of watching things all tie together. Okay, I'm sorry, enough dilly-dallying. To the mines we go! Oh, oops, I accidentally turned shaders on, but it's quite lovely, so I think I'll leave them on until we get down to the mines. Oh, Wishbone, are you nervous? You laid a little egg? It's okay, I'll be home soon. Oh, and no playing with dynamite. We've talked about this. Also, at some point, I would like to add a little railway leading down to our mining area, because it's a lot of stairs going down. But I've been working on this. It's just a very long process. But that is the theme of this world after all, is we are not rushing to get anything done. We work on things as we feel like it, and eventually, little bit by little bit, it all comes together. I will also happily grab every bit of redstone that we run across, because I've actually got a couple of redstone projects in mind. I'm not great at redstone, but I know enough to keep things interesting anyway. Ooh, that is some ominous sounding thunder. But I actually really love thunder. I think it's so cozy in real life and even in the game. Ooh, apparently it's some good luck thunder, because whoa, look at all these diamonds. Oh, I'm super happy to have some extra diamonds on hand. And if you heard that little noise that sounded like a chicken, that was my cat. Apparently she was really happy at the diamonds as well. And actually, I am going to grab all of the gravel that I find, because there is another project that I would like to work on that is going to be requiring copious amounts of gravel. Well, of concrete, but concrete takes gravel. Oh, finally, some iron! It's a sad day when you're just as happy to find iron as you are diamonds. But it looks to me like there is a little area to be explored up here. We will just take it nice and easy, and I think probably we should equip our shield so that we are safe from any creepy crawlies that might be hanging around. Ooh, and I see skeletons, and I almost feel like is it a spawner? It is! Oh my gosh, that is such good news. Alright, maybe they will take care of each other. That's what I'm talking about. And then there was one. Oh, you guys, this is such good news, because now we can get some enchanted bows. And, oh, we have to remember we've got the brightness mod on, so we do need to light this stuff up. Let me turn it off for a second here. Yeah, see? It's really easy to forget to torch things when you've got that mod. But it makes the videos so much easier to see. Alright, we will definitely come back here and work on making ourselves a skeleton farm. But for now, we still need more iron, so we need to continue mining. Well, I feel like I'm finding everything but iron, but someday the gold will come in handy, so we'll grab it. Oh, I both love what I see and equally fear what I see, because I know that I cannot resist the temptation to go exploring in here, but I also recognize that our armor is not the greatest, and I've had some bad past experiences in mine shafts. But we must explore, but first I must go empty my pockets because if we do find anything, I've got nowhere to put it. So I'm going to run home and I'll be right back. And now that I'm traveling a little lighter, I can collect some of the goodies in here. I really want this last one. Can I get it without it burning? I did! Yep, I see some bony white legs up there. We best prepare the shield. Ouch. Alright, we just gotta get the timing right. Oh, I'm not doing well. Keep the shield up. Come on, get a critical hit. There we go. Ooh, we are definitely gonna have to be very methodical on how we do this. Alright, it looks like there's another bag of bones that wants to come a-callin'. Apparently he is protecting the family jewels. The diamonds. I'm talking about the diamonds in the floor. Good heavens, and one more. Alright, I'll run in for the critical hit. Nope. Let me try again. The critical hit! No. Well, alright, it worked. And now for my reward. Ooh, I see a chest over there. Ouch! I mean, come on, fellas. Give us just like 10 seconds of peace. Just 10. Been one right after another. And there it is. Good heavens. Alright, we're gonna keep torching on the left real quick just so I don't lose my place, and then hopefully we'll be able to find our way out of here. Oh, it's just an entire get-together down here. Alright, I'll dance with you too, sir. Alright, let me just kind of clear this out, then we'll go track down that chest, because I don't know what I think I want, but something. I don't know, there's got to be something good in there. Ooh, wait a second, this is another chest. Ooh! All those things are so creepy. I hate spiders. But at least they're not cave spiders. I guess they've got that going for them. Alright, let me just throw a couple of torches down. I don't... Oh, good grief, mister. At least, you know, nothing's been too bad. Alright. This has got to clear them out. Alright, let's go to the original chest first. Oh my gosh! Alright. Now, we're up to 3. We're up to 3 chests. If I can just have a moment of peace to actually open one of them. I wonder if I could hit him into the lava. Ooh, don't break that! Alright, finally! Alright, should probably fill that lava in, because knowing me, I'll take one bad step. But let's see. Ooh, a golden apple. Alright, I'll take everything. Well, that didn't work. Let's see what we have in here. Fantastic. I've turned the brightness mod off just so we can get... Ooh! He walks so funny. Oh gosh. Alright. Oh! Ouch! Alright, but no damage. No real damage done. Ooh! Alright. Oh my gosh, calm down. Why am I panicking? Ah, I think the creepers kind of freaked me out. Whew. That last step is definitely a doozy. Woo! Not the place where I want to meet a creeper. Oh, good heavens. Oh my gosh, if I hadn't turned around when I did, that could have been really, really bad. I wonder if I should light that up. I probably don't need to, but, you know, I'm also kind of curious what's up there. Probably the more accurate term is that I'm nosy. Okay, this might be a mistake. But you never know. Might find some diamonds sitting out in the open over here. Doesn't hurt to take a little peek. Ooh, not diamonds, but I'm going to assume it's a skeleton spawner. Yeah, it is. I have no sense of where I am in relation to the house. It's only one of the very best music discs in the entire game. That and Pig Step are my ultimate favorites. I'm so excited! You have no idea. As I was starting to say before, is I don't know if this one's any closer to the house than the other one. But it's nice to have some choices. Ooh. Alright, we're gonna clear this area up a little bit down here. This mine shaft just seems to go on and on and on. If you listen very carefully, you can hear the sounds of slime. And I've been tracking it. And technically, I don't need to find it because we're near a swamp. But I want to find it because I can hear it. Shh. Listen very, very carefully. We are very, very close. There it is! There, I knew it! Ooh, no! If it blew up, would it make the slime go into little pieces? Ooh! I mean, I guess it couldn't have gotten to me, but still. It's very unnerving. Maybe I wouldn't mind if it wasn't hardcore so much, but here I mind. And as I continued to make my way through the mine shaft, the gifts just kept on a-comin' in the form of welcoming committees, treasures, and other pleasant surprises. Have I crashed the family party? A little ways over, it appears as though I have crashed yet another party. And just like in real life, well, sometimes family turns against family, and next thing you know, they start fighting amongst themselves. So, well, you know, sometimes it's just better to stay out of the family squabbles and let them take care of it themselves. And that's pretty much what I tried to do, and stepped in only when necessary. I even had the tremendous luck of finding myself an enchanted golden apple, but the inventory was starting to fill up quite a bit, so I had to trade a few things, but I would say it was well worth it. So it was at this time I decided that I had probably better try to find my way out of the mine shaft and back home so that I could unload my pockets yet once again. And of course, this is the time that I started to find all of the iron. But then what happened next, I can't fully explain. I thought I was doing a pretty good job of keeping track of my health, but things seemed to take a little bit of a different turn. I think I was blinded with the fight, thinking that it would just take one more swipe and I would be done. But looking back, I realized if I had taken just one bad misstep in all of this, well, then I would have been done. At this point, all I wanted to do was leave and go home. But every corridor I would go down and every turn I would take, there they would be. But that was probably because there was another mob spawner just around the corner. Yep, it's a zombie spawner. And I think I'm all out of torches. Okay, I have remedied that situation, and we should be fine now. I'm convinced at this point I will never find my way to the original entry point, so we're just digging up and out. Ah, the fresh air smells so good right about now. We have gotten so many goods from down in the mines, and I mean, this is after me already having emptied my pockets once or twice. But my problem is, there was so much iron down there that I didn't have room for, and I know I should probably stop while we're ahead. But I don't have the strength to stop. It's in my nature. We have to go back. We can't just leave all that goody-good iron down there. No matter what happens down there, because I know we've been at this for a little while now, I promise the rest of this will be extremely quick and to the point. So this room in particular is exactly why I wanted to come back down here, because I could see all of these iron ores. And it was just too good to pass up. But this is the narration after the fact, and I've got to tell you that in all of the years that I have played this game, I have never, ever, number one, I've never had this much iron in one mining session. It was just an astronomical amount of iron. Number 2, I've never gotten this many treasures from a mine shaft. There was so many ores and so many good things and so many chests. And the number of mob spawners, I don't even know how many we ran across. There was even some I don't even think I included in the editing. So this adventure right here, this is everything that I love so much about the game. And this is why I like to take it a little bit slow and not feel so rushed to get the iron farms and, get the villager trades and all those things. I mean, yes, I like to have them at some point, but in due time, because I like to enjoy the journey, and that's exactly what this was. And I'm so glad that you were here to share it with me. So I'm going to go ahead and finish mining everything here, and then I will meet you back upstairs and we will take a look at what we got on this last round of mining. We have made it safely back at home from our second mining adventure. And oh my goodness, I want you guys, before I show you, I want you to try to visualize how much you think we ended up with after all of that. All right, I want you to really picture it. I did my best to put it all in one place, but even so, I think it still underrepresents what we actually got. So, without any further ado, here it is. Oh my gosh, look at all that stuff. Look at all that iron. Not to mention the diamonds, the enchanted golden apple, all the railways. I mean, and of course, one of the best records ever. I mean, honestly, this was the haul of a lifetime. I feel very confident in saying that we are all set with iron for quite some time. Well, we may not have gotten anything amazing built in this episode, but now we're very well set up for the future. So now it's time to get some rest because tomorrow is going to be a very busy day. It is a new day and I hope you got plenty of rest because today we are going to build an incredible looking hospital, but not just incredibly good looking, like you, but it's also going to be extremely functional. I cannot say that I've ever seen anybody put one together quite like this. Maybe they have, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But in the meantime, if you were here last week, you would know that we got ourselves an incredible amount of iron from that last mining expedition, so much that we don't really have to worry about iron for quite some time. But the best part is, now we can start filling in some of the blanks that have been missing. For example, in the lava farm, we need to get some cauldrons and some hoppers. And I gotta remember to get the dripstone in place as well. But this is gonna help us with some of the building blocks we need for the hospital. Specifically, we need some smooth stone. And it's always fun to try and get villagers moved around. We're gonna have to get these wishbone. I wondered what happened to you. What are you doing down here? But anyway, we're going to have to get these 2 villagers moved over to the hospital, so that should be an interesting process as well. Speaking of iron, we need to get some of those blocks broken down so that we can get them smelting. And I would like to say thank you to Natasha, who reminded me in the comments to make sure that I get a Fortune 3 pickaxe before I start doing so. And I did take care of that in between episodes. I got a few more things enchanted. So that was some fantastic advice. And to break these down, I'm going to build a little contraption that I learned from my friend MC Oda. I play with him over on the Craftworks server. He is amazing. Hopefully I don't screw this up. Alright, first we put down our dropper with a piece of redstone dust beside it. You skip 1 block and then put a repeater with a redstone torch behind it. Now where that empty block is, you are going to place a block that will not break easily with whatever tool you're using. In this case, we will be using a pickaxe, so a wooden block should be just fine. Then we're going to put I'll put 2 to be safe. 2 blocks of the item we're breaking down in my offhand, and the rest of them in the dropper. So you place and you break at the same time. And then the secret sauce to it all is you hit F3 and T, And you can now sit back and sip on a nice hot cup of coffee because this operation is now hands-free. This, my friends, is the definition of working smarter, not harder. Okay, fine. I'm being overly dramatic. I just like little contraptions like that. What can I say? So let's get back to that lava farm. At some point, I do obviously want to build a super smelter, but this is a fun little setup for now. So let's get our hoppers and cauldrons crafted and put in place. Actually, I guess I should get the dripstone in place first. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but just, I don't know, my OCD and the order of things. Let's just do this first and then we'll get the others. Now I know there's a lot of people out there that would immediately jump to building a huge farm and a huge, we call it an iron smelter, super smelter, but I like these little farms. I think they're fun. There's plenty of time to build the bigger farms, and I'm sure it'll happen at some point, but you know, this shows a little bit of the history. You can look back and think, oh, wasn't that a cute little farm I built when I was just getting started? And pretty much that is our little lava farm and smelting area done for now. And now we have to run and get just a few more supplies before starting the hospital build. One of which being I need to get some ink sacs so that we can get some black dye to make some black glass panes for the hospital windows. And I was quickly reminded of exactly why I hate not back on a sword. I was having to chase these guys down like crazy. As I continued to gather supplies for the build, I was kind of thinking about that whole sentiment about, you know, the history of the world that you're building and how it's kind of fun to take a walk down memory lane. And I mean, honestly, that's part of why I even started making videos in the first place, because I like to be able to go back and kind of watch the progression of the world that I was building. But anyway, I was kind of thinking about it's neat because even the blocks that you use for your builds kind of tell part of the story of your world. Because normally I think we all kind of use the blocks that are in our immediate spawn area to do our starter home. And then as we get further and further into the world and we start getting more blocks, then our builds change. And even just from that aspect, it's fun to be able to watch how your world grows. I don't know, maybe I'm just too sappy and sentimental, but I like Larry! Quit walking through the carrots! Those are for eating and nobody wants to eat where your dirty feet have been. So gross. Alright, now we're finally starting to get down to the nitty-gritty and we need to go do a little bit of terraforming so we can actually have some place to put the hospital build. Alright, let's get to work. So let me tell you my little crazy thought here. Obviously, hospital, going next to the woodland mansion. But what I was thinking is why couldn't we turn the woodland mansion into the villager trading hall? Have I mentioned that idea before? I honestly, I can't remember. That's terrible, I really should remember. But in any event, that's what I'm thinking. Now, granted, I'm not ready to empty the place like today. We got a little more prep work to do, but what I was thinking, why couldn't we just run in real quick, throw down a torch, run out? Run in real quick, throw down a torch, run out, and that way we can kind of get it lit up so that when we are ready to go in there and raid the joint, it will be a little bit more lit up and hopefully a little bit more safe. That's my thinking. Let's see if we can manage to pull it off. And remember, it's only considered breaking and entering if you get caught. And that only applies to Minecraft, not real life. Be good. Don't break into places. Okay, I literally see no mobs anywhere. So I'm just gonna run like quick like a buddy and throw down a torch and get the heck out of Dodge. Okay, that was a success. Ooh, we dodged a bullet there, folks. Sorry, sir. We were just cleaning the windows. That's all. I think I can take this shot. I think this is very low risk. I think we got this. Sweet. Oh, is that seriously the first time I've used the bow so far? Dang. All right, well, cool. We've got one down anyway. All right, this is definitely the kind of dark spot we want to get lit up. So I figure as long as I've got a speedy exit, we got this. All right, quick, quick. I didn't see anything though. I think we're good. Woo! All right, and another one. We're making progress. Well, it looks like the butler is coming over to greet us. How about a high five, buddy? One more time. High five. Ooh, a carrot. All right, look both ways before crossing the street. And let's just go for the straight ahead. Quickly. And that is a lot of noise. Ooh, a lot of heads, a lot of gray heads, but they can't reach us. Wait, nobody's coming. All right. Do we dare just go for it? Looks like an Enderman was here. This is so weird. Why are there's nobody out in the hallways? Like, I legit have not seen one of the pillager, illager, whatever they're called guys out here. How? Are they all trapped in here? That's a lot of them. Oh, no! Go! Retreat! Retreat! Oh my gosh, please no. Please no. Please no. Oh gosh, no. Please no. Okay. Ooh! Oh, please don't follow me. Oh, those little guys are wicked. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Ooh, I was being so careful. I legitimately feel like, at least on that floor, everybody on that floor is trapped behind those stairs. I've never seen that happen before. I need a moment to regroup and... Oh, crap! Alright, I just need to get home at this point. Oh, good grief. Oh, good grief. This apparently was not one of my better ideas. I just want to get... Oh, crap! It's so hard to know if you should stop and eat. Oh my gosh. Oh, this actually is not funny. Oh. Oh, it's not funny. Quit laughing. Oh my gosh. All right. I think we're in the clear. Oh, dude. That's the thing, is it just takes one bad decision, which I'm full of. Just one bad decision and the whole world is taken away from us. Oh, that's why hardcore is just brutal. No, really, I'm fine. An arrow in the head never hurt anyone, right? Now that it's daylight and the arrow has been removed from my head, we've got this big, beautiful green canvas just waiting for us to paint upon it, and paint upon it we shall. Let's build this hospital. Well, considering these blocks were actually kind of a second choice, I really was wanting to use terracotta and quartz at one point, but I have very little quartz and no terracotta. But between these stripped jungle logs and the white concrete and the brown mushroom blocks, I would say this actually pulled together really nicely. I think those quartz stairs on the side give a really nice texture to the building. And while the outside is pretty much put together, the inside still has a lot of work to be done. It's got the general layout, but there's a lot of functionality that still needs to be built in, and definitely worth a subscribe because you are not going to want to miss how we put this whole thing together. However, we do need to go take a look at something. So pay no mind to the mess that lies within. There is a lot that we still have to put together in here. But what I want to show you, wait, I almost went past it, is this area right here. We need to get a zombie in here. Right here. And I kind of have a plan for it. I just don't exactly know if it's going to work, but I think it should work, but I think it's going to be messy. That should make it interesting. So I'm not sure if any of you ever use the mod called Mini HUD. If you don't, you should. It's really handy. That's actually what puts the coordinates up in my upper left-hand corner and tells me what direction I'm facing, because I'm directionally challenged and I need all the help I can get. However, another really cool feature it does, if you hit the magic key, it will show you all of the light levels so that you know wherever there is a light level of 0, it shows as red, and a mob will spawn there. What I'm thinking is let's let some mobs spawn up here, and hopefully we'll get a zombie, and then I can trap it in the minecart. Do the minecart over here. Minecart falls down here, break the minecart, and voila, I've got the zombie trapped right here. So that is the plan. I imagine we'll get more at nighttime, but I don't even know how far away do I have to run. I feel like something should spawn in there. As you can see, I did do some path blocks. I'll probably work on these a bit more, do some slabs so that it's no jumping required. And we're almost to the point where we can justify getting a horse. I'd love to be able to ride a horse around here, make some more roadways. You know, when you want mobs to spawn, it's not going to happen. Nope. Alright, we'll keep trying. Might give a little distance. Maybe I'll run back home and grab a few things. And hope that we have some zombies in waiting. I'll be right back. Well, a funny thing happened when I ran back home. I got sidetracked. But a very happy accident has come of it. As I was debating whether or not I would be able to fit a roadway along the coastline here without cutting off the waterway, I ended up finding a village way up high in the mountains over here. It probably sounds like a no big deal since we have actually managed to find a couple other villages, but I thought it would be really fun to have a different villager type. To be honest, at some point I'd like to get all villager types and have each biome villager specific for a certain kind of trade. That might be a little ambitious, but at least this is some variety for now. Well, it may not be a bubble column. Oh, well, that's not a very nice welcome to the neighborhood. Ooh, don't look at the Enderman. Oh, good grief, this is the bad part of town. It's neighbors like this that bring down the property values. There we go. I admit it's probably silly that I want different villager outfits, but I can't help it. Finally, a villager. Ugh, I forgot how much I hate boats and path blocks. They just don't play together well. Alright, let me scope this out, excuse me, and see what we can do. I'm sure we can figure something out. Now, if I can just get one of these fine gentlemen to take a little ride in a boat. Ooh, yes! This is actually going according to plan, which doesn't happen very often. Okay, now we just have to figure out where we're dropping down at, and again, making sure we don't hit any of these path blocks because that is super frustrating. So I think if we go a little bit over to the right of the little patch of path blocks down there, hopefully we will have a clear path to water after that. Ooh, these boat drops never get old. Woohoo! And with that, we have officially secured our second villager type to add to our collection, if you will. That sounds so, I don't know, inhumane. But it's really not. We will take very good care of him, and he will have a very, very good life. I don't think we're quite ready yet to take the fellas over to the hospital, so I'm going to park him in our little waterway garage for the time being, and he can get to know the other fellas a little bit. Night has fallen once again, so we are going to see if we can finally get lucky and get our... Ouch! Can you not see that I'm busy here? See if we can get our resident doctor employed and in place. I took a couple of the lanterns out from inside, hoping that maybe a little bit of extra darkness might increase our odds. I don't hear anything, so... Ooh, well, not exactly happy to see him, but I am happy because at least something finally spawned. So perhaps we've got a chance after all. So I'm wondering if we come over this way, if we could actually see when something spawns in. Pretty sure that's the right window. Wait a second. I recognize that sound. Is it... Okay, I'm so stupid. Why didn't we just do this in the first place? Okay. Alright, follow me. I was gonna try to get you directly in the room, but why not just have you come through the building? For that split second, I was wondering if he would be able to go through the doors, but then I remember these guys break down doors. Of course he can get through. Well, at least he's getting familiar with the building layout. I mean, now that he's going to be gainfully employed here and everything. Oh, you know what I don't have is a trap door for that hole he has to fall down through. I will just borrow one from here and put it back before anybody notices. Hello? Come on, buddy. Don't be nervous. You'll do fine on your interview. Alright, let's try this again. Come with me. Go... Oh, he can't cross over the tracks, can he? I always forget about that in Java. Alright, I'll make a spot for you, buddy. You can get through. Not to worry. And this one here. And then I've just got to get that trap door in place and hope I can get this to work. Alright, ouch. Come on. Alright, follow me, buddy. Come on, you can do it. Oh gosh, please come down here. Alright, what if I break it? Will you fall? Oh, yeah. We have got ourselves a resident zombie doctor. Fantastic. And here is your official ID badge, Dr. Frank. Welcome to the team. I think Dr. Frank was probably the trickiest part to get into place aside from the villagers that we still have to look forward to, because we all know that villagers never cooperate with anyone. Alright, you know what, even though everything's not in place, let's do a quick tour of the layout of this joint, starting with right here is going to be our reception area for anybody checking into the hospital. We've got our waiting area with our TV up here on the wall. And a couple of offices off to the side here. And then, you know what, we're probably going to need to do this out of order. Let's go up to the top now and work our way down instead. It would make more sense that way. At the very top of the building is going to be our maternity ward and our villager breeder. And over here I've got a couple of different ideas, so I'm not committing to anything yet. I can, however, get rid of this trap, at least some of it. Over here is a modern marvel of convenience for when you do not want the villagers to breed. You simply flip this lever and it blocks the pillows, and therefore they will not breed anymore. That just keeps it nice and easy. And of course, you know, down on the next level is where the good doctor is. Oh, I just realized one little hiccup I'm going to have here. Let me just make the entry down here so I can actually get to the back of this as needed. Secret area back there. But over here's where the babies fall down, and once they grow up, then all we have to do is click the button on the dispenser over here, and it will dispense the cart and bring them out, and they will come around to the holding area over here. Now this area will be much easier to explain once we've got some villagers in place, but basically this is the curing station. So we've got the rehab doctor over here and the curing station over here. Now there's definitely more still to come within the hospital, but these are the pieces that I kind of have semi in place for right now. Whoops, speaking of putting things in place, I better put the lighting back in place so I don't have any unwanted guests in here. So while the outside is complete, the inside not so much. We've got some of the basic framework laid down, but we need to get the full functionality up and running. And to do that, the first thing we need to do is see if we can convince our villagers to head on over, because as I'm sure you know, sometimes villagers have a mind of their own, so hopefully they will cooperate with the process. Oh wow, you know what? It's starting to get dark out, so I think before we start trying to get the villagers moved over for their safety and mine, I think we should go ahead and sleep real quick. So we need to work on getting the villagers over there. I forgot that I have kind of blocked our way off here. Ooh, look at all the lava. We're gonna have to empty that here pretty soon. But all right, let's one thing at a time here. Let's work on getting these villagers out of here. All right, and since you are a single occupant, you are the obvious first choice. Oh, I should probably grab a workstation, or this is going to be much more difficult than I've given it credit for. Any workstation should do the trick. Okay, thankfully we remembered that sooner than later, or that could have proven to be mildly disastrous. Is anybody ever going to solve the mystery of why none of the turtles move? I swear to you, those turtles have been sitting in the exact same spots since day one. If you've been watching a while, you will remember it all started with Elmer, who lives... Well, wait a second. Wait, is that him? No. He finally moved. What are we, 7 episodes in? And Elmer is always, every single time he's been over on that block, right there. I've never seen him move. I am so proud of you, Elmer. Good job, buddy. Okay, let's park right over here. Okay, job 1 is to break the boat without killing or hurting the villager. I have a kind of bad track record of breaking boats that I probably shouldn't discuss without my Minecraft lawyer present. The job station, we're actually doing pretty okay with it so far. Uh-oh, where'd he go? Okay, he's running up. Okay. Oh, no, I just complimented him and then he goes in the opposite direction. Oh, nice. It's like he knows exactly where it is he needs to go. All right, now you just need to go through that tiny little opening I've left for you, but you can do it. It's not that hard. Okay, we'll make it a little wider for you then. There you go. No, back over here. No, no, over here. Oh, and to think this is the easy one, because after this I'll be trying to get one in and keep one from getting out. All right, just right through here. That's all you have to do. Why are you so stubborn? There you go, there you go. No! I swear they do this on purpose. Ooh, look at your new job. All right, here we go. Go in there, get a new job, buddy. All right, let's make it real easy. There, of course you took that job. Just go in there. Move your head so I can place the door. All right, there. Success! Victory! Victory is ours! Oh, that was exhausting. Okay, we need a stick trade sort of dude. And he is not it yet, but I figured that's the easiest way to, there we go, to get some emeralds to start with. And ironically, I think I need to go get some more sticks. So I'll be right back. Okay, we have gathered our stick supplies for trading, and I guess it really only makes sense since we're over here, we might as well grab the second villager. It's going to be a little bit trickier with these guys because they each seem to have a boat buddy with them, one of which is Wishbone, which we have to make sure he is okay and return to his rightful place on the property. All right, we are... Oh, sorry! We are making progress. We've got number 2 on the way over. Hopefully this will go as smoothly as the first one did. And we will put down your workstation, good sir. There you go. There you're going. Why are you not taking the job? What is the problem here? You. What? Oh, it's a leather worker from the cauldrons, I'll bet. The lava cauldrons. Oh. Well, why won't you switch jobs if you're closer to this? He just wants to go back to the lava farm. He's just gonna walk to work this morning. All right, sir, trust me, this is a much better profession. You'll be indoors. It'll be air conditioned. Not like you have to be out by the hot lava cauldrons. Oh, attitude. Wow. What if I block you in so at least you can't go back over towards your old job? All right, and let's break this and see if we can convince you to be a librarian. Make your parents proud. Wow. This is... all right, fine. Let's at least get you voted. Man, I can't believe... I don't understand why he wouldn't switch. He's so far away. We've never done any trades. He's right next to the new job station. But just... will have nothing to do with it. Apparently, it is not his life calling to be a librarian, so we will go and get the other villager and hope that he has not followed in the same footsteps and taken on the leatherworker trade. All right, Tiny. Looks like you're still unemployed. That's good. And Wishbone... You know what? Wow. Fella. It's gonna get better. We've got to worry about Wishbone. I don't want Wishbone to jump into one of the lava cauldrons and turn into fried chicken, and I don't want him to disappear, so I need to go get a lead, and at least that way I can get him back into the fenced-in portion of the yard. We could just keep it simple and grab one lead, but of course we won't. We'll grab two so that Wishbone can have a friend. Since Larry has a little bit of an attitude, perhaps if Wishbone has a friend more like himself, he will be more inclined to stay out of trouble. We can only hope. Oh, and of course the other one has put himself into the chest boat. So you know what? I think I'm just going to leave him there for a while, but I do want my lead back. Where is my lead? I know it broke over here. Oh, that's so cute! I don't think I've ever seen him do that before. I love that. Okay, back to business. Let's get Tiny over to the hospital before it gets dark out. Alright, hopefully this will go a little better than the last one did. Right, apparently I cannot get in there, so Tiny, we're going to get out right about here. Alright, look at that. You are such a good fella. Tiny? Yoo-hoo! It was a long trip. You're right. I'm sorry. You probably are worn out. Oh, look at you. Sorry to wake you, but... let me take a nap first. It'll help. Trust me. That's too funny. Alright, let's hurry up and get you over here. This has taken far too long, but I will admit it has been rather amusing. Welcome to the 3rd floor, Tiny. I think you are going to be very happy up here. Alright, let's see if we can... Ooh, how we do... I don't know how to coordinate this. Alright, let's put your lectern in there first. Alright, and we just gotta do it quick. And you have to be on board with it, Tiny, please. Pretty please. Oh, just go, please, just go. We're so close. Go, Tiny. Please don't fight me, Tiny, please. We've been through so much together. Oh, we did it. And the other guy didn't get out. I thought it was going to be far worse. Oh, so glad that's done. Now that we've got the 2 villagers upstairs here, we can actually start the breeding, but we probably want to wait on that until we get everything figured out on the 2nd floor. So everything down here was kind of my rough thinking layout, and I know that this cart system is not going to work properly, so I'm going to block that water flow and try and get it set up the correct way. So the way this works is the babies fall down into this little water column here. They are pushed to the front, where they will be picked up by a minecart and sent over to Dr. Frank for their first therapy session. They will become infected and then sent over here, where they will then get their first treatment. And from there, it's pretty much lather, rinse, repeat. And at this point, we are ready to get the minecart system hooked up to the breeder. And I thought to myself, tutorial? I don't need no stinking tutorial. Let me just show off my redstone know-how. But I knew that didn't look right. So I kept tearing it down and rebuilding it and trying again and again until finally I looked up the tutorial and got it right. Oh. The only thing left to do now is to test it. I'm a little nervous, but I think this track was the culprit, and it should... Oh, yes, yes, yes! It works! It works! I'm so happy! Now, in case you're thinking that I plan to go all OP with all the librarians and get all the enchantments, you are wrong. I do want a mending book, of course. But other than that, I actually think the majority of what I want is going to be masons to begin with, so that I can get some terracotta that I do not have access to otherwise. So the 2 I would probably grab now would be mending and protection 4. Yes! Mending! We've got mending! I need to grab the trading stuff. Hang on. Oh, I'm so excited to finally have some mending books. Tiny, my friend. It's so appropriate that it was Tiny as well. For those that don't know about Tiny, he was a little baby villager that we got from the very first village that we found in this world. And I'm so excited! And apparently Tiny is happy as well. And so it begins. Like I said earlier, over here is where we are going to have our villagers waiting for their zombie discount curing. But I kind of changed my mind on how I want this laid out. I don't want the redstone lamps up top anymore. We're going to shift those down. You'll see why in a minute, but I'm just going to take a minute and rearrange this real quick. There we go. That is looking so much better. I mean, it's a little better functionally as well, but just even from a visual standpoint, I just think it looks really attractive and I love it. And I'm going to show you how it works. The next step is we will send the villagers over to the staging area to be infected and cured, but it would be easier to show you with a full line of villagers, so I'll be right back. And now that we've got all of our test subjects, patients, I'll show you how it works. We will send the first villager over to see the good doctor, but the doctor only has eyes for us, so we will get out of his line of vision, and then the treatment will begin. Then we send the patient back over. And we don't have to send all of them because this patient is going to help us by infecting all of the other villagers. Once again, we're going to have to get out of his line of vision, but we can sneak a free cam peek down here. And as you can see, we are going to play Tag You're It, and the infections are going to run down the line. Now, let's say for some reason we didn't want all of them to get infected. All we have to do is run down, and whichever villager we want to stop the process at, We will flip that lever, and the next ones will not be infected. That trapdoor will save them from the zombie attacks. And just to prove the point, we'll run up here and take a sneak peek with free cam, and as you can see, those last two are just happy as can be without a care in the world. The inspiration for this design came from a creator named Bjork. I hope I pronounced that right. But anyway, now that we've got all of these lovely patients infected, the joke is on us because in order to cure them, we need to make some splash potions of weakness, but I don't have any blaze powder, so that means, you guessed it, we have to go to my favorite place, the nether. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this guy. Sorry, that's why you should have gone inside, buddy. I'll come back for you later. You'll be alright, I think. Okay, it's been a hot minute since I've been in the nether. See what I did there? But I can't exactly remember where the blaze spawner was, but I do remember that I had seen it as I was running for my life leaving the fortress, so I know it's somewhere around the entrance. Oh wait! Is that it? Oh, yes, that's it. Okay. Easy does it. Let's block him off. Don't panic. Bob and weave. Bob and weave. Alright. Ooh. Okay. Hey. So far, I am invincible. They have not hit me yet. Alright. I'm just going to do this so that we can kind of get our bearings and get situated. But my plan is to dig underneath the blaze spawner and make a quick little down and dirty manual blaze farm. It's just enough to get what we need. I actually did a little bit more detail on this farm in one of my very first survival episodes, but I think you get the idea. You just create channels underneath the blaze spawner with a raised platform, and you take a whack at their little feetsies and collect your blaze rods. Easy peasy beautiful. Alright, we should have plenty of blaze rods for our immediate needs, so we can head on back and create some splash potions and start curing some of our villagers. One thing that I really like about this design is that you can use just one splash potion of weakness and it will actually infect all of the villagers lined up there. And also, in case you wondered, that rumble of thunder, that was not in the game, that was real life. So cozy. Alright, let's do some damage, fellas. I mean, fix damage. Let's fix some damage. And for the sake of science, let's actually test the trapdoor theory and make sure that it works in real life. Alrighty, bon appetit. Fingers are crossed. And success. So if we go down one level, the plan underneath here is this is the track that is going to send them over to what is now the Woodland Mansion, and what I think we are going to look at turning into our future villager hall. I think. Well, you guys know how I like to stick my nose into the mansion and see what's going on in there, and I mean, sure, we've had a couple of close calls, but nothing that bad. So I figured we would dig ourselves into the first level of the mansion, because from what I've seen, there's really not any activity on it. I think they're all trapped behind those stairs that we saw before. So we will just very carefully scope out the situation and see if we can make that happen. I would definitely say so far so good, but I'm gonna block this off so nothing can get in here. And technically, if we wanted to, we could actually start setting up a little temporary villager hall right in this room. I mean, it's kind of scandalous because it kind of makes us almost like squatters or something, but you know, it's a very interesting concept. I don't know that anybody's ever occupied a woodland mansion before they cleared it. Interesting concept anyway. So I'm gonna get a little bit more work done in here, and then I will see you in a little bit. I have realized that we are reaching one of my favorite points in the game, And that is that point where everything starts to feel like it is falling properly into place. As you can see, I have added a beautiful little walkway here that leads up to the hospital that we've been working so hard on. And it's not completely finished, but it is at least the groundwork. It's a beginning. And as simple as it is, I mean, I know it's whoopee-doo, it's a path, but it makes it feel like a little town to me. Instead of just a build here and a build there and randomness, it makes everything feel like it's connected. And as a small town girl, I appreciate that. And while today's focus is going to be on building a beautiful barn, I'd like to take a moment to show you the progress made inside the hospital. And granted, it's still a little bit of a hot mess in here, but we'll get it sorted. So down here I've got some of the masons who are waiting patiently to go over to the mansion whenever it's ready. And up here I'm still working on getting some discounts, but if I'm being honest, I'm running out of supplies. I need some more gold for the golden apples. So far I've still only got 2 librarians. I've got our mending friend right here that we've got down to a 1 emerald trade, which I'm super excited about. And then this librarian right here, who is power 5. I confess it was a moment of weakness. I was trying to get protection 4, and when I saw the power 5 trade, I couldn't pass it up because I do love me a good bow. But I have vowed not to become OP with librarians, so I'm going to stop there for a little bit. Sorry, Dr. Frank, you're just going to have to schedule a golf game or something. While I have not yet moved any villagers over to the mansion, I have at least been trying to pretty up the tunnel a little bit. I mean, it's kind of plain and kind of simple, but I feel like it's mildly classy. And of course, as you know, the next thing we need to do is figure out exactly how we want to arrange the villagers in here. I mean, we do have access to this entire wing. I'm definitely open for suggestions if you have any ideas for it. Otherwise, I'm sure we will come up with something snazzy when we get to it. But for today, I actually do not feel like working on the hospital, nor do I feel like working on villagers because I've kind of had my fill of both for a little while. Instead, I want to turn my attention to this area right over here. I want to build a barn for our animals, and if you remember, originally I was going to put them over where the hospital has ended up, and that is why I put the dirt pens with the animals over in that neck of the woods. But now that the hospital has ended up there, logistically it just doesn't make sense to have a barn right next door. So that is why I have cleared this area over here. And actually, I think it'll be really nice over here because it will be a nice view from the house. And I've decided that I want to make it kind of pretty and cozy, and I want to use cherry wood, which I actually realized I've never built anything using cherry wood before. So that will be fun, and the pink will kind of tie into the flowery designs of the portal over here, and I just think it's going to be a really nice addition. So in order to do that, I actually have to go and harvest some cherry wood, which I did already plant over at the tree farm, so let's head on over that way. Well, hopefully there's still a little bit of gas left in the boat, and Larry the llama and Wishbone the chicken have not been out joyriding. And sure, someday we'll have elytra and it will be a single rocket burst over to the tree farm, but for now, I'm going to enjoy the boat ride. Like I said, I have never really built anything with cherry wood before, which means I have never done any significant chopping down of cherry wood. And what I have learned through this process is that cherry wood is about as pleasant as mangrove wood to chop down, which means it's not pleasant at all. I am going to grab some of the cherry blossom leaves because I think it will be really pretty to start decorating with some of those around the base. So I will grab a few stacks of those and then move on to just simply chopping the cherry wood itself. There are a lot of trees that I would say I actually enjoy chopping, like spruce and dark oak. because I find it a little relaxing to kind of lose myself in the process. But I will say that I do not feel the same way for the cherry blossom trees. They are a pain in the backside. But it is done, and we should have plenty enough for what we need. So we will replant for the next time and be on our cherry little way. I know. So I have marked out the area that I want to put the barn in, and it might look like it doesn't make very much sense because it's kind of off to one side. But there's kind of a reason for that, is I want to leave enough room so that if we want to build on a little addition, we'll have room for that. And of course, I want to leave enough room for a little walking path or riding path if I manage to get myself a horse or two. So I think this will work out perfectly. But of course, there is one little complication that we need to address. Come with me. At some point, I'm going to be accused of some sort of discrimination, but it's not my fault. This turtle is in the way. We need to fill this area in, but I don't want to bury him alive. That would be terrible. But what is the deal with the turtles? I know you've heard me say it before, but they all lay around and they don't do anything. They stay in the same spot all the time. Well, hopefully if we dig a path to water, he will find his way out. Although I don't know why I think he'll find his way out, since they just sit there all the time, doing nothing. Seagrass. Isn't that what attracts them? Yes. Okay, let's go get some seagrass. We have to get a pair of shears, and hopefully this will do the trick. Okay, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Come on, buddy. Come on. You can do it. Good job. There we go. He's so slow. Oh, but he is awfully cute. Oh, but he's really slow. Is this normal? Please, somebody tell me, is this normal for the turtles? Because I don't remember them ever being this slow and this lazy. Regardless, at least we got him cleared out of that area, and now we can fill it in so that we can finally get on with building the barn. Certainly, you must know eventually this is going to turn into a time lapse, but usually at the beginning of the builds, I at least like to kind of space it out just to make sure I'm not making any big mistakes before I do the entire build. So I'm just going to do a quick outline of it, and we will make sure that it meets our satisfaction. Normally, I've really been getting into trying to do different color gradients on my builds, but I don't think that's going to happen too much on this one. I don't know. I think it's just going to be a little bit more simplistic, and I'm sure even after it's entirely built, I'll still end up tweaking it here and there down the road, because that's just kind of how I roll. So at this point, I reckon it's time we do that thing that we so often do with these builds, and let's kick it over to a time lapse. Here is the barn finished for now. I'm still playing around with it because I'm not convinced I love exactly the state it's in. It's a little frustrating because I like a little bit more contrast, and I tried putting some mangrove in, but I'm not sure if that's too much contrast, but I'm sure I'll keep playing around with it a little bit to get it just where I want it. But let's take a little look with shaders on. Most of what I used for the build was just the stripped cherry logs and the cherry wood planks. I tried to use some mangrove fence posts in the windows just for a little bit of that contrast I was craving, and used some glazed terracotta for some beautiful accents. And then, of course, I used trapdoors and buttons just to give a little bit more texture. And I used the trapdoors to look like the barn doors that were open. I thought that was kind of cool. At one point, I was going to do the sides of the barn as white concrete, but then I ended up just keeping it all nice and pink, and even used some of the ends of the logs for a decorative element. I thought that was kind of neat. And apparently the building inspector is already here to check things out. I Do hope that nothing has failed inspection, good sir. All right, I will take that as a pass. Thank you. I do actually like the scatter dirt path that I have coming into the barn. Now you might be wondering why I've got that weird collection of hay bales and barrels up top, and it looks a little bit odd up there, I'm not gonna lie, but there is a very good reason for it. I've got a little something up my sleeve for probably the next episode. It depends. There's something a little bit tricky I have to get first, but that's just a little teaser for you. But for now, we have to worry about getting the animals from the dirt pens over to the barn, and I'm sure that will be an adventure in and of itself. So we need to make a quick trip back to the house so we can grab some wheat, maybe a lead or two, I'm not sure, but we definitely need a couple of supplies so that we can go grab the animals and get them to the barn. Okay, that should be enough, and the sun is setting, so I guess we will take a little nap and sleep our troubles away, and then head over to the animals so the troubles can begin all over again. I'm sure it'll be fine. All right, and one of the things, we're gonna have to figure out is there is that waterway between the dirt pens and the barn, and we've got to figure out how exactly we're getting the animals across the waterway. I don't really feel like dragging them through the water in a boat. No, I'm not doing one at a time, so I think we will just build a really quick makeshift dirt bridge and just lead them over that way. What could possibly go wrong? Well, the good news is I got pretty much all the animals moved over except for a few stragglers, but yeah, for the most part, a success, except I made one little error. Is the sheep were meant to go on that side and the cows on that side, and so I have to switch them. Oh. So, not a huge deal, but a little bit of an inconvenience. So I think, let's see, there's got to be a good way to do this. I'll move all the sheep to one pen over here and then move the cows over to the empty pen over here and then move all the sheep over to where the cows are. Like I said, not a huge deal, just kind of annoying when you think you're all done with the project and then you realize you have to backtrack and fix a mistake. But at the end of it all, it will be worth it, and you'll see why I need one on one side and the other on the other side as soon as I show you my secret project. Just, yeah, you'll have to stay tuned for that. All right, there it is. We are official. Cows are where they're supposed to be. Sheep are where they are supposed to be. And that pretty much takes care of the barn for now. Except now it's the next day, and I did make some changes. Now, I'm pretty sure when I built it, I gave my disclaimer that I would probably continue to tweak it, and that proved to be the case because I did swap the roof out for spruce planks just to try to get a little bit of that contrast that I was craving. So for now, I'm considering the exterior finished. But there was one hidden feature that I didn't tell you about yet that I really wanted to work on, and that is I want to make an ethical wool farm. Now, if you wonder what that means, let me explain. Most of the wool farms in Minecraft, and by most I mean pretty much all of them, are the same design, which this fella wants nothing to do with. It's those designs that the sheep are enclosed in a little teensy one-block gap, and they just don't look happy to me. And yeah, I know this is just a game, and it's just digital pixels, but you know, if I'm going to play in a world and create it the way that I want it created, then I want the animals to be happy, and that is what I plan on working on today. And for this design, we are going to need a couple of supplies, one of which is going to potentially be a little more tricky than the other to acquire. And those supplies are, we need some amethyst, and we are going to need a, I forgot what it was called, a skulk sensor. That's it, a skulk sensor. Which means we're going to have to go find ourselves an ancient city. Oh. Now, believe it or not, I actually really like ancient cities. When they first came out, could have cared less. Didn't care if I ever went into them. But now I love the adventure. However, that being said, I think I will start by looking for an amethyst geode. So part of my strategy, at least for now, is to mine around gold level so that we can resupply our gold for our villager curing. But in reality, I'm just going to mine around aimlessly and hope to find a geode. Oh, this could be a good thing, or it could be a very bad thing. And right now it's bad. Very bad. Okay, maybe not my proudest moment, but the object of the game is to stay alive at this point. So I'll do what I must do. So along the way, we did manage to find a little bit of gold, a little bit of iron, a little bit of trouble. But eventually, thankfully, we did manage to finally stumble upon an amethyst geode and a little bit more gold. I absolutely love how magical the geodes sound. In moderation, kind of like wind chimes. They're pretty for a minute, but too much is definitely too much. I believe we actually only need 3 amethyst shards, but might as well grab some extras of those and the blocks while we're here. And with those under our belt, we only have the bigger task at hand left to tackle, and that will be finding ourselves an ancient city and getting a skulk sensor. What could possibly go wrong? So I'm pretty sure I remember there being a very tall, snowy region out by where we found that first village up on the hill. So I'm hoping that where there is a mountain, there is an ancient city underneath. That's the game plan anyway. Alright, I guess the easiest thing to do would be to find a low region on the mountain and simply start digging in and down. Actually, in case we do actually find one, I might as well try to make the entrance a little bit recognizable in case we want to come back here. Maybe. Now, part of my struggle is going to be, if we do find an ancient city, I don't know if I can resist going in and exploring. I do have wool with me just in case. But I know we need to be careful. But I actually don't find ancient cities that hard to navigate. To be honest, if I found it extremely early in the game before I had any armor or anything, I would still go in there. Well, I'd want wool. That's the only thing, is I won't go in there without wool. Alright, we're gonna have some oogly googlies to deal with along the way. The trip to the ancient city is probably more dangerous than the ancient city itself. Okay, I think the old water bucket trick is probably the easiest way to do this. Hopefully we do this. Oh gosh! Oh! Woo! Alright, we're fine. That didn't even touch us, but still. There we go. Water is such a strong method of defense. I forget about using it to just sweep the mobs away down in the caves. And goodbye. Ooh, a bonus carrot. How delicious. I feel like I should make a stairway back to our path so that if we actually find the same way back out, and plus we've got that entrance coming in, I don't know, I just like to have everything somewhat tidy. I guess the bad part of doing this is in the process we are collecting a symphony of zombies down here watching our work. If you fellas had any decent sort of upbringing, you would lend a hand instead of just being down there and complaining. And this is going to be another struggle, is to not fill our pockets all the way before we even get there, because I want to have room for the loot. Oh, it's so hard to resist though. I'll just be selective, just the things that I really, really need, like gold and diamonds. Maybe iron. But honestly, I've got plenty of iron. But just a little bit more won't hurt anything, will it? Nah. Ooh, I hear a sensor. I hear it. And now I just have to find it. I see Skulk. It's beautiful. I do love this block. Okay. Oh my gosh, break already. Oh, I didn't even think to bring a hoe. And there is the Skulk sensor that we need. And technically speaking, we could be done. Look at that, our inventory is already full. That is exactly what I was trying to not let happen. Alright, so we're not in an ancient city. We've just found the deep dark. And technically we could be done. We could go home right now. But I really want to see if we can find an ancient city. Let's just, we won't go for long. Just let me peek around just a little bit. And, ooh, Shrieker. We must be very, very careful now. It is time to crouch. So let's talk about Shriekers. If there was only a Shrieker around and no sensors, then it wouldn't go off, even if you ran and jumped around it. The only way you could set it off is if you jumped on top of it. Now, because this is such an enclosed little area down here, I'm going to just go ahead and break this with the hope and assumption that there are no sensors and another Shrieker nearby, and we did fine. Now, what would make the ancient city extremely scary is if one Shrieker alarm spawned the warden. But come on, you got 3 strikes. I mean, if you get that scared, you can always leave after strike 2. Okay, I'm starting to feel like we are not actually going to find an ancient city, but I guess as long as we've got the sensor, that's really all this was about. In fact, I don't even see any Skulk at this point, so not looking good. And thankfully I'm stubborn, and yes, it has in fact paid off. Now, I stand by my words that I am not scared of ancient cities. However, I would be lying to you if I didn't say that there is a little part of me that's nervous, since this is hardcore and the stakes are higher. So, I'll be very careful. I always like to take a really bright colored wool so that it is very easy to identify anything that I want to mark along the way, especially the exit. Alright, I am going to remain crouched and proceed very cautiously because we have just encountered our very first Shrieker. So the rule of thumb with Shriekers is the only way you're going to set it off is if you activate a sensor within 8 blocks of it, or if you step on it. Now, looking around, I do not see any other Shriekers in the vicinity. The only danger in breaking a Shrieker is in setting off a sensor that could activate another Shrieker in the vicinity. But since we have none, we are going to break this. And as you can see, everything is fine. Alright, now we are getting into an area that has a few more variables at play. We've got that Shrieker up high and the Shrieker down low. So this is where those wool blocks will start to come in handy. I'm going to go ahead and block this Shrieker off so that it cannot receive any signals from the opposite side there. Because we also have a Shrieker down here. And with those sensors in the middle, that's going to be setting everything off. So we will guard ourselves by blocking the easy low-hanging fruit here. And now, once we get these lower level Shriekers covered up, we can head up top there and work on breaking that Shrieker, assuming there's no more hiding up here. And it looks to be pretty safe. Okay, now we can put our money where our mouth is by breaking this one and proving that our theories are correct. Splendid. Still a little nerve-wracking though. Sometimes I mistake one noise for another and think I set a shrieker off, but no, we know what we're doing here. We got this. I thought there was another piece of wool underneath me. Well, lesson learned. Mistakes do happen. To be honest, I'm not even going to worry about that one strike because we're moving very slow with our sneaking around, and we've got a couple other shriekers that I feel pretty confident in disabling over here. So by the time we get through all of this, then hopefully our strike will have expired and we will be starting fresh. Now here's one other little trick for you. If you actually throw a wool block onto the sensors, it will keep them busy and it will not alert any other shriekers in the area. A lot of people don't know that, and it's a very, very useful trick. Alright, let's make our way up here and... Yep. See if there's a chest, and sure enough there is, and it looks like there is nothing that's going to be signaled over here. That's almost like a free welcome gift. Oh, wow. Amethyst shards. It didn't even dawn on me that you could find those in the ancient city. I didn't even have to go find that amethyst geode. Oh well, it's all good as long as we got them one way or the other. You know, okay, so what am I looking for in case you're curious? Is I definitely want some Swift Sneak books and enchanted golden apples, and I'd love to get the other side disc. That would be amazing. Oh, and if it's not asking too much, I would like a diamond hoe with silk touch, since I forgot to bring anything like that. Honestly, the easiest way to quickly scan for danger is where is one shrieker in relation to the next shrieker. There could be 100 sensors all in this area, but if there's no shrieker for them to set off, then no big deal. Break the shrieker in front of you. Alright, there are definitely a few to contend with in this area, so I'm just going to block the easy ones off over here. Now the signals do pass through the solid block, so I am going to keep these sensors occupied over here by doing that wool trick. And if I can get it in there, that's better. So everything over here is covered or occupied, and there's nothing that should trigger any of the other shriekers at this point, so we are safe to go ahead and break it. And this one. And we should have almost everything cleared out over here now. Whoa! That was a shrieker. Oh! Oh, did we miss one? I didn't think we did. I thought we got them all. We will take a look around, though. I swear I looked everywhere. There's none hidden in any little cubby holes or walls over here. We disabled all the ones over there. There's, I think, what, one in the wall to the right? But that's covered in wool. Nothing over this way. That is so weird. What am I missing? There is literally nothing over here. There's nothing that could have been triggered over here. But I have to know. I have to know. Let me break this one. It's well covered, but it's like one of the few shriekers left. Oh my gosh. I don't understand where it's coming from. There's no other shriekers. This is seriously going to drive me bonkers because I'm extremely confident in my abilities, but I cannot figure out what is getting set off. This is literally the only other shrieker over here. I'm going for it. All right, that broke no problem. I don't think that couldn't have been going off, though. It was covered in wool. But since nothing shrieked, I guess we're safe. I'm not convinced. I'm curious because there was one time when oh gosh. Oh, it has to be buried. That's what I was going to say. Oh my gosh. Okay, don't panic. Okay, don't panic. Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm panicked. Okay, now it's sneak. When a warden spawns, you've got like either 4 or 5 seconds where you can run run and get distance. And then you've got to stay crouched so that you don't set off other shriekers and trigger more wardens. So at this point, I am just in hurry up and get the heck out of dodge mode. Ooh. I don't have darkness. I don't hear him. I think I am extremely lucky. Ooh. I'm telling you, those first few seconds, you need to run. It makes all the difference. Okay, I think we should be okay. If we just kind of go slow and kill a little bit of time, might as well block off some of these shriekers on the opposite side of the city. But by the time we kind of dilly-dally over here and then make our way back, he should be gone. I certainly hope. Okay, I have completely made my way back to the scene of the crime, and there are no signs of the warden. Our strikes should be reset. I am a glutton for punishment. I have to know if there's a shrieker somewhere under here. It has to be over in this area, just based on the block count. And in my mind, it should have been where the empty spot is, so I'm digging next to it. And you know what? Pat on the back for me. I've only ever seen this one time before where a shrieker was buried. I feel like by design they should not be, and they're not supposed to be. But, you know, glitchy things happen. And the fact that it was right next to a sensor, that's dirty pool. I'm so shook I can't make words. Alright, well, at least it's done, and I think we're done. I think it's time to head home. Enough shenanigans. I am definitely not opposed to coming out here again one day. I would love to have the goal of clearing the entire city of shriekers and just being able to run around with reckless abandon. Now that we have returned home safe and sound, it is time to start putting together a few supplies for the ethical wool farm. So that means the first thing we need to do is whip up ourselves a calibrated skulk sensor. That's going to be the star of the show today. So to do that, we need the skulk sensor and 3 amethyst shards, and voila, that is all it takes. So now we just need to head on over to the barn. Oh my gosh. Hello, Larry. Are you now a superhero? Oh my gosh. Larry! You've not done your job well. What kind of a superhero are you, Larry? For shame. So I think what I'll do is I will build on this side and then move them over here and then build that side. I think we're going to do the entire length here. So basically, for every grass block that you will have that a sheep could potentially be on, you need to have a dispenser for it. So the sheep are going to occupy these 2 squares. Okay? Which means the dispensers are going to need to go on the 3rd block up, but in order to place the dispensers, we need a block right here so we can get the dispensers facing the right direction. So, I'm just going to make a temporary dirt ceiling over here. Whoops. Then we are going to grab our dispensers and not put them that way because that would be bad. What you actually want is the mouth of the dispenser to be facing straight down so that the shears that we're going to put inside the dispensers will dispense onto the sheep and shear them. Alright, I'm going to put 1 shear in each of the dispensers since I'm currently on a budget, but if you've got more, feel free to fill them up when you fill yours. Okay, so here is the brain of the entire system. Are you ready for this? The first thing we're going to do is place down our calibrated skulk sensor. Now you see that little spiny line right there? You got to make sure that is facing forward. That is going to be the redstone input. The next thing we're going to do is place down a comparator. And then the last thing over here is a lectern. Now as you can see, this thing is going off like crazy. It's like every little movement is setting it off. You know how that is in the ancient city. So the calibrated skulk sensor will accept up to 15 levels of input. And depending on which input it is tuned for, it will output a redstone signal. So in our case, we are going to use a lectern and a book with 15 pages to determine which level it is going to be tuned to, and we are going to set it to a level 8. And a level 8 represents the consumption of food or drink by either players or mobs. And by placing the book on the lectern and leaving it turned to page 8, we set the system up to dispense the shears anytime it detects a sheep eating a block of grass. But make sure you don't do what I just did. Make sure it's turned to page 8 on the lectern, not just in your hand, or your redstone will still continually go off. Now keep in mind, I do tend to kind of dumb things down for myself so that I can remember how things work. That may not be a verbatim explanation of how calibrated skulk sensors work, but that is the way that I managed to remember it, and it seems to work okay for me. Alright, now if we hop down here and are patient enough, we will see it in action. As soon as one of our woolly little friends decides to have a snack, then we'll see how the dispensers fire the shears. And don't worry, because even if there's only one sheep that needs to be sheared and there were 20 others that had no wool, it will not reduce the durability of any of those shears, even though they've dispensed. Hey, great timing, just like that. It was perfect. Alright, the next thing I'd like to work on is the hopper minecart collection system. So this is the collection area down here. We just need to run our tracks going right along all of these sections, and then, whoops, let me go back this way. And then what I would like to do is route the track right up here. And then I'd like to have a little building over here where we can unload and sort all of the wool and have it easily available. Kind of like a little, I guess just a little wool shop, even though it's just me here, but I think it'd be really cute to add that next to the barn. Maybe I could make a little country store or something over there. So, it's like, where are the sheep? Let's come right down this way and let's get to work on exactly that. So what I've done underneath here is the smooth stone represents the areas where there are grass blocks for the sheep up above. So I'm just going to pick kind of a middle-ish point where I will put some redstone blocks that the powered rails can go over. So I'm sure probably everybody already knows how to set a system like this up. It is pretty straightforward. And if you don't know how, you can pretty much just look and see how I put it together here, and it is pretty self-explanatory. You know, as an afterthought, I do kind of wonder I should probably have set up a collection area down here for now, because realistically it's probably going to take me a little while to get to the little country store where we're going to sort it all out. But what I think I will probably do is at least run it above. I'm literally in shock. Are you kidding me? After everything we've been through, it's gonna end like that? I'm so sad. My world. Larry. Well, I suppose, as they say, all good things must come to an end, and this was a really good thing. I thoroughly enjoyed every single aspect of this world. I remember thinking it was so cool that we spawned in right next to a woodland mansion, and then finding that little island and thinking that would be a good place to have a starter home since it would be a little bit more safe since it was surrounded by water. and then just watching how the place grew and turned into more and more of a home. I have really enjoyed this journey. I knew that there was a risk. That is the risk of having a hardcore world, as it can be taken from you at any moment. I'm sad that we didn't even get to go fight the dragon, or we never even found the stronghold. But we did make a lot of beautiful memories, and I am honored that you were here with me. So I guess we will see you for the next adventure. Bye bye.